Okay, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's stream. Sorry we did not stream last week, like I said, busy at CPAC, but it was nice meeting some of you, and look at that. I made it up to you. Why? Because we were right on time. You know, Vince Dow is always like 1 or 2 minutes late. Look at that. Right at 9:05, we came on stream, so you are welcome. You are so welcome. But welcome to tonight's stream. Thank you all for being here. We are trying to get back into the groove of things here after coming back from CPAC. So if you're watching right now, folks, remember, everyone, be sure to leave a like on the stream, and let's do this. So tonight on stream, ladies and gentlemen, we will be reacting to the Michael Knowles appearance on the Whatever Dating podcast. And people said, hey, the crossover between you and Michael was pretty cool. I think this is pretty cool because, you know, not that the Whatever Dating podcast is exactly cool. I think it's good at proving a point, but, you know, it can oftentimes be painful to watch. But it is cool to see the kind of cultural crossover, right? Because Whatever is a kind of just mainstream manosphere type of podcast. Michael Knowles, political person, and we are making the crossover. It is very epic. But in light of all the recent controversy, quote unquote, that Michael has drawn, you know, regarding basically saying that, you know, transgenderism should be eradicated. You know, they went crazy over that. Michael has flown out to California, and he is on the Whatever Dating podcast, and the whole thing is 5 hours. Okay. They sat down and talked for 5 hours, which obviously we cannot react to 5 hours of content. Considering all my commentary, that's going to be about a 20-hour stream. Absolutely impossible. And, you know, so what I did is I watched like the first 2 or so hours. I broke it down into like 20 minutes of clips. If the stream goes very well, if we get, you know, good support tonight, we could potentially, after those 20 minutes of clips, depending where we are time-wise, go in and just start watching more of the podcast itself. We'll figure that out, but let's get into this soon. But before we do that, let me check out some of the chats here. Enclave Nationalist, member for 6 months, sending a members-only chat, says, I saw your 8 values test. Did you now? Well, if you want to see our 8 values test, you can go and check that out. We took the 8 values political test for members only. Become a tier 2 member or higher to check that out. Brendan Crespin for $10 says, hey Vince, I was gonna go to CPAC, but I couldn't because my mom had health issues, so I tended to her. Well, sorry to hear that. I think it's very based. It like a true man, like true man that you are, you know, stayed behind, took care of your mother, took care of the woman in your life. That is good. No one can blame you for that. In fact, I think that is very noble. So good on you. Prayers to your mom. Hope she's doing better. Hope she's feeling okay. How have you been, though? Also, God bless everyone in here in the stream, and God bless you, Vince. God bless you too, Brendan. Appreciate it very much. But okay, like I said, I got about 20 minutes of clips here, and then we'll see where we are after those 20 minutes, okay? We'll figure it out from there. Again, we're at 41 likes. Let's get to 50 likes in the next few seconds here, and let's get started. One thing I will say before we start is that this maybe is not quite the content that people were kind of expecting, because you would think if you put Michael Knowles on the Whatever Dating podcast, he's gonna go, the women are get all mad. And we did those videos, right? We did videos about that Chase guy. You guys remember Chase, the based Christian guy who went on and just drove them absolutely nuts. Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference, I think, with this podcast. Number one is that Michael is literally just too smart. Okay, he is too smart to remotely even be in the presence of these women. And in some ways it's good content, and in some ways it's bad content. But I think very oftentimes what you see in this podcast, more so than like owning the feminists, more so than that viral SJW clip or woman getting pissed or whatever, it's really more just like, you know, them not knowing what the heck he is saying. And we're going to cue clip 1 here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, check this out.
But you said that my body belongs to the God. You were saying
your body belongs to God, as does your soul.
I feel like once you bring religion into it, I feel like there's really no argument, because
Well, here's why. I mean, I'll just do it like really quickly as to why religion has to come into it. Is because all of
so they're talking about abortion, obviously, as you can kind of dig from the context.
Political ideas rest on, as we have discussed, ideas of applied morality, right? What's good and what's bad. And morality rests on a basis of epistemology, which is how we can know anything at all. And epistemology rests on a basis of anthropology, which is the question of what is human nature? What is a human even to know anything? And anthropology rests on a basis of ontology, which is what does it mean?
So, they have no clue what he is saying, okay? And I know what he's saying, although even then I'd have to kind of listen and follow along a little bit. He's basically talking about how, all of our beliefs metaphysically about the world, ethics, our existence, all that stuff, all of that is like grounded in theology. It's grounded in religion. And that's kind of why he's saying, well, religion and theology is the core of everything. But like, they have no clue. They have no work. You think they can reply to that? Do you think there's anything they can say as a rebuttal or response? They don't even know what he is saying. I mean, look at the woman right here on the right. I mean, look at her. She's nodding her head. She's pretending to remotely have a clue. She doesn't have a clue. Okay, she doesn't have a clue. Michael Knowles does not even belong in the same room, arguably the same galaxy. Okay, he does not belong in the same galaxy as these women, and no insult to these women, to an extent, because I think they're normal girls, okay, which, for better or for worse, that seems to be what they do on this podcast, is they bring in like some either right wing or red pill manosphere guy who's relatively smart, articulate, intelligent. They put him up against like 5 random girls that they just found as like Instagram models or something, and they hash out a debate, and it's quite the thing to watch. But as you can see, like they have no clue what's going on. They don't know what he's saying. This is totally over their heads. So,
and then ontology rests on a basis of theology, which is what is the fundament of reality.
Alvaro Perez says you're the best, thou. Thank you very much, Alvaro. Thank you very much. If you want to support the stream, be sure to leave a like, and you can consider sending a super chat to support.
Saying it all goes back to religion, but I'm saying you can't go back to one religion because there's multiple religions.
Religion is a habit of justice that renders to God what he is due. That's what that means.
Yeah, I don't even understand what that means.
I think we're living...
There she said it out loud, right? I don't even understand what that means. That basically sums up a lot of what happened here, is I don't even understand what it means, But we did try to pick out some decent content, so hopefully we can... Level 1 boss versus level 1000 boss type moment. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what is going on here.
Video game.
Yeah.
A video game.
It might be a...
So there is clip 1 there. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into a little bit of this. I believe the second clip, I'm trying to see, I did not take notes on the whole thing, but the second clip here is a little debate about like the friend zone and dating and simping and stuff like that. And, this is not the most politically pertinent thing, or I wouldn't say this was exactly an epically owned exchange, but there's a lot I personally wanted to say about it because I think it's interesting, because that's what they talked about, at least in a lot of what I watched, what I witnessed. A lot of what they talked about was just like dating culture and stuff like that. And there are things I have to say about this. So let's get into that.
Well, the beans. What were you smiling about?
No, it's just funny.
You should join that podcast. Hey, I'm down. Let's do it. I don't know how you get on. How do you get on to? Does anyone have the deets? Does anyone have the plug to the whatever dating podcast? Okay, I don't know. See, I wonder how I would do on this podcast. I don't think I'd quite be like Michael, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, because these girls are closer to my age. I can, to an extent, I feel like, relate to them and understand what they're talking about better and speak to them. My IQ is probably a lot lower than Michael's. In all honesty, I'm not as smart, I'm not as articulate as he is. So I feel like it could be a more dramatic conversation. Would it be necessarily more substantive? Not necessarily, but it would be interesting. It would be interesting. Do you guys want to see thevincedao? Do you guys want to see thevincedao on the whatever podcast? Should I fly to Santa Barbara to do this? It would be quite interesting.
Okay.
Because, you guys don't know him, and I know him.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about him?
So they're talking about a guy right now, for the context. They're talking about a guy who, this girl right here, is basically friend zoning. Okay. And the reason I bring that up is because, you know, I know a lot of young dudes. Okay. A lot of young dudes obviously watch the content. I want to break this down and kind of give a tutorial on this, okay? But Jonathan Fields for $9.99 or $10 says, "Hey Vince, I don't want to be clueless and stupid anymore. What media outlets do you suggest and recommend to people who want to get more involved in politics, life, and to help the general public?" Thank you very much for the $10, Jonathan Fields. God bless you. Appreciate it. And to answer your question, you can just watch the YouTube channel, pal. No, I'm kidding. Although, you know, on that front, I was going to bring this up eventually on the stream. Might as well ask you now. Do you guys think we should start a show? Okay, like an actual show, like either every night or every other night or something, hour-long live stream or so. I'm thinking of basically converting the channel into that, and then, you know, cutting up the monologues, and those can go as videos. You've seen the content model before, right? Daily Wire does it. A lot of just big YouTube channels in general do that. They have like an hour-long podcast, then they splice it up. I'm thinking of going the live show every night route. Let me know if you guys like that idea. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like I said, thinking about it. But to answer your question, I mean, you know, there's always the right-wing ones, you know what I mean? There's no one news source I follow in particular, because most of the time I just kind of like scroll Twitter, see what's happening. But, you know, any of the right-wing ones work fine. You know, Fox will sometimes jip you a little bit, but I would say any of the big right-wing media outlets work. There are some niche ones that are pretty good in general, like Revolver News and stuff like that, but you know, it's really up to you. It's really up to you. You should go on the KGB show again. Well, next time I'm in Texas, we definitely will.
Right, he's not boyfriend material.
Yeah, he's not boyfriend material.
But he's just a disaster. He's like a mess.
No, he's nice.
Is he hot?
Okay, this is you might understand why I picked out this clip. Again, it's not an epic debate or whatever, but to the young guys who watch my content, which I know is a lot of you, I've seen the analytics, it's a lot of you are young men out there, and you know, sometimes you guys do ask me these questions, like, you know, how do I get a Christian girlfriend, conservative, whatever. I don't know why you ask me. I don't know what makes you think I'm the arbiter of women, the CEO of women. Okay, I would say I do okay for myself. Okay, I do okay for myself. There's no struggle on that front, but I wouldn't consider myself you know, billionaire, playboy genius or whatever. But, you know, this is very true. You don't want to be this guy, okay? It's just young men out there. Do not be this guy. Do not be the guy who gets friend zoned, which everyone says, but easier said than done. And like, how do I describe this? I gotta put a nice way to put this. See, because a lot of guys think that, oh, the best, because this is the cliche you kind of hear, and it's very misunderstood. Oh, you know, nice guys finish last. True. So therefore, be a mean guy or be a bad guy. And I don't know, maybe that works for the 5% of like the most toxic woman on earth. Sure. But, you know, I think in general, that's not the way to go either. Nor is the way to go to be a simp. It's very hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. Like, the truly alpha guy who gets the most girls, he's neither a jerk nor a simp. He's just like, I don't know, like I said, I know it when I see it. It's very hard for me to put into words, but like, he's just a Chad. And let me kind of put this, I guess, in the right, well, actually, okay, one thing definitely for sure is, you know, if you're interested in a girl, don't be the guy who just starts like random small talk with her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, that's one thing I would say is make it fairly clear off the gate that you are interested. Because if not, that's a one-way ticket to the friend zone. And so many guys are like, oh, I've been talking to this girl for like months, and you know, it's all just like friend talk. It's all just like personal talk. It's going nowhere. They're being they're simps. They're being used, and they just don't understand it. So definitely be that. But like I said, there's I don't know, chat. Do you guys have any ways to put this? Like I said, there's being a simp, there's being a jerk, neither of which I think usually are that effective, and then there's just being the truly alpha guy. I don't know. Let's figure it out in a second. All right. Maybe as we listen to it more, it'll kind of come to my head what I'm trying to say. We should elect you the CEO of women. All right. It's per pointless random. I am now the CEO of Women. Okay. Elect. No, I nominate myself. Okay. So you guys got that. VinceDao, CEO of Women. We get this. Understand this.
He's a nice.
No.
Then
He's
what
not
makes
hot.
him not a boyfriend
He's
material?
attractive. I can see why she thinks he's attractive. She just has high standards. She has a different type.
We've already been.
Okay. Well, there's actually a good admission though. You heard that? She has high standards. And I think in terms of, I'm using dating apps as an example. I'm not saying like, hey, but I'm just saying as an example to show you the psychology. I think the number is something like 20% of the guys on there get matches with like 80% of the women. Now, it's dating apps. That stuff sucks most of the time, but there's a very true aspect of psychology in there, which is that, like, if you want to be the guy who, you know, gets the girl of your dreams or whatever, you have to be, the world's very competitive, right? You know what I'm saying? So you cannot be just the average normal guy. You have to be a guy who can, because, you know, women naturally, biologically, they seek out, you know, someone who can protect them, someone who can provide for them, and someone who just kind of displays the sort of leadership ability instinctively. Even if they're not thinking like this in the moment, instinctively, that's what they're kind of looking for, is the leadership ability that, you know, could, again, even if they're not thinking this in the moment, could eventually like lead a household, be the head of that. And so this is to say, like, you need to be that guy. You need to be the guy who not just you know, obviously, yeah, like works harder than everyone else, is not just content. Well, I should say, you know, financial independence is what I'm trying to say. I think if you're financially independent, if you prove you can provide for her in those ways, I mean, it's true, right? It's true. And I think that's just something very important in general, obviously, for life. But, you know, stuff like that. And also just exuding a personality that other guys don't have. So understand this. A lot of guys out there are simps. A lot of guys out there are jerks. If you are the guy who is, you know, truly special, who's going to compete with you? Who's in your league? That's the thing. That's the thing. You need to be the guy who's like out of everyone's league. Think like that. And I don't know. That's a way to go. I know I'm not wording this the best because I don't do this. I don't do the red pill manosphere content. Okay. I've not thought through these things out loud, but they're all true. They're all true, right?
You said this
Yes,
already.
high standards. We need to talk about the high standards again.
He's attractive, just not if you have.
It's how you get a wife, not how to play. No, the same, that's the thing, the same principles apply. Now, yes, you're looking in different places, you're having different conversations, but I would argue the same kind of principles, the laws of like human attraction generally still apply in both cases, right? Like whether a girl is finding someone they just find attractive in the moment or finding someone that they want to marry and be very serious about, obviously I encourage the latter. But regardless, like I said, I think these same kind of social laws of those interactions still do apply. That's what I'll say.
That seems really mean to me.
I know. We have a different type.
Yeah. Well, what is the high standard here?
Over 6 feet and 6 figures. I mean, look, here's the thing, young men, okay? And this is, I'm sorry that women are like this. I know it sucks. I'm short. I get it. But this is the reality of the world. And so if you're not 6'4", 200 pounds, you have to get creative. You have to think of other ways to outcompete other guys. Look, it's like, you know, it's true. It's a dog eat dog world, you know. It's really not that logically different from, you know, alpha lions fighting each other for the girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, if you're not the guy who's 6'5", then if you're not the guy who's taller than everyone, then you got to be funnier than everyone, smarter than everyone, more charming than everyone, more able to provide than everyone, right? See, there's ways around it. And like I said, okay, as a short guy myself, I'm like 5'8". This is a reality of life that I have learned through the years of you know, just existing, is like you have no built-in advantages. Okay, no built-in advantages. You're Asian, which is just a statistical fact. Asian guys usually don't get the best play. You're Asian, you're like 5'8". So you got to be more charming, right? You got to be cooler than everyone. So that's you got to think like that, okay? You got to think, improvise, adapt, overcome. This is so true.
Like, what is the definition of high standards?
This is so
For
true.
me,
Just generally, yeah. Like what
someone
you're
who's
talking
like
about.
looks.
We're at 91 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes, chat?
Oh, so
Like-
he's not attractive enough, but attractive.
Zachary Marintet says, it's not fair. I just want to have a wife and kids. 100% understand. I agree. And it's very difficult out there. You know what I mean? This is why... I don't know. Right now, that's part of the reason why everything I just said is part of the reason why right now I don't know if what I'm personally looking for is like a girlfriend at the moment, you know? Like, I'll talk, I'll give it a chance. But my thing right now is like I said, it's I don't believe that humans are animals, like spiritually, but there's a lot of the same laws of the animal kingdom. It's all competition. And so it's like, in order for me to be out-compete everyone, in order for me to be the most competitive one, you know, I need to first be someone who is like a man myself, who is stable, who is financially independent, who is right with God, right? All of those things first before, you know, before ideally, I think I'd, you know, find the girlfriend, marry her, settle down, have the kids, right? Which I'm 19. I figure, I have time to figure those things out and do those things. But see, this is the issue. This is the issue. A lot of us Christian conservative guys are just like, we just want wife and kids, you know, we just want, and yeah, that is what we want. But we have to also understand how competitive the world is. And so it's like, if you want the girl who is the wife material, which is very rare, it's not non-existent. It does exist in society, but understand this, right? Most women out there suck. That's the truth of the modern world. Most women are terrible, and they're like the people on this podcast, etc. And so if you want that like 5 to 10% of girls who are genuinely wife material, marryable, if that's the word or whatever, then like you yourself need to be king of the jungle. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, if you're not 6'4", you know, look like Tom Cruise, then you got to figure out other ways. Okay, things like charm, you know, being stable, being independent, being able to provide, all of those things. Girls, whether they'll say it or not, do find attractive. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So it's real. It's real. Fat girl asked me out. Said no one got attacked. So you got attacked, or the fat girl got attacked? That's a little bit ambiguous. Because if you got attacked, that sucks. If she got attacked, I don't know. That's kind of messed up. You ask. Although I don't know, a girl shouldn't ask a guy out, in my opinion. But she got attacked for that. I don't know. That's a little bit. But I'm gonna assume it's the other way around. So Surfing Cowboy for $2 says bean it up. Surfing Cowboy, I don't think the majority of my chat knows what that means. Are we getting raided by Jaden Gang right now? Is that what's happening? I don't think most of the chat knows what that means, but it is so true. Bean it up, real and true. Carlin says bean it up. Lord Aragon for 2 says bean it up. Dollar for dollar. Also for 2 says I'm 6'4", 200, let's go. Also smart, funny, and based. Dollar for dollar is gonna make it. It's real, he's gonna make it. The rest of the rest of us, I should say, I'm not 6'4". You know, you gotta work the game, you gotta play the game, it's true.
Took enough to sleep with.
We got beaten up all over. Again, I don't think the majority of people in this chat know the reference.
I mean, I think
Well, for her.
we just have different types.
We have all different types.
All of us have different types.
But real, shout out Bucket, shout out Lord Aragorn, and shout out Surfing Cowboy, real and true.
I mean, I'm more general.
All right,
Yeah.
back to the stream here. That was a very long side quest.
Your type is general.
Yeah, like
Either
I
way.
feel like I could like people from different areas.
From different areas.
different
So
groups.
one person from Idaho, another person from... See the divorce rate.
Okay, so then this is like we just had earlier. This now transitions into a conversation about marriage, which is you know, what a lot of us are more concerned with as conservatives. But here you go.
Makes me take pause, and I think, look, how many of these people that are getting married have the best intention.
True American says, what does that mean? Yeah, good question. Good question, True American. I know what it means, but I don't know. If one of you A-logs in chat wants to explain it.
In mind, and they love this person, and they think, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person, and then 1, 2, 3 years down the road, the marriage is done. And
Are your parents divorced?
No, they're still together.
They had a terrible marriage?
No, they're happily married.
So where is this example is coming from?
My parents have a very healthy relationship. They're still married. Actually, that's a picture of them right there. Them two right there.
That's a great, don't you want that?
Yeah, don't you want that?
So here's Sim saying that he is skeptical of marriage. And by the way, I understand guys with this reservation, but he says he is skeptical of getting married in the first place because, well, look at what happens to so many modern marriages. And it's true. He's absolutely correct about that, at least where we're from. He's from Santa Barbara. I grew up in LA. I think most of the kids I knew growing up, it's definitely a minority of them how many of their parents actually stuck together through the whole, like they're still together. Some of them divorced from the beginning, some of them divorced as they were older, but regardless, like I know so many divorces, it's insane. And this is obviously, there are many reasons for this, but I would argue it really boils down to the fact that historically in America, you know, marriage was seen as a holy covenant, right? Marriage was interpreted through the lens of Christian America, and so it was understood as a lifelong covenant, a lifelong commitment. And now, you know, through decades of the redefinition of marriage, no-fault divorce, all this stuff, it's basically like this thing where if you're like in your late 20s, early 30s, you're really feeling it. It's a good relationship. Oh, here's a ring. Here's a ceremony. But it really means nothing. It really doesn't mean a whole lot. And, you know, and like on the divorce front, yeah, there's a lot of women and men, don't get me wrong, the blame's on both sides. But speaking from a man's perspective, and he is a man, there's a lot of women out there who, you know, they'll marry, say they love you, all this stuff. 3-4 years later, divorce, it all fell apart. They take half of your stuff, you know, all the time. And so I definitely understand the guys out there who are skeptical of the concept of marriage in the first place. And I'm not going to pretend to say that I have a very easy solution to it other than, you know, marry in the church. But then how do you find a girl who takes it that seriously? It is quite difficult. I'm not going to pretend like I have the easiest answer to it. But, you know, what I will say is I think that, I don't know, at least within the church, it tends to be better, right?
I do, but I have to be, I guess, realistic about.
Bro, my high school class had to make a family tree, and all these girls had messed up trees with divorces and whatever. Yeah, many such cases. The state of the American family, it's just awful, you know. But I would also say this. I would also say, and again, we're speaking in ideals. It's much easier said than done. But if you are truly the guy who is so strong and so masculine yourself that your wife, you know, fully submits to you, and I don't say that in a brutal or violent or harmful way, I say that in like a loving and glorious and good way, then, you know, that's not going to happen, right? And obviously if you put God at the front of your marriage and you understand that that's the covenant that you're making, then obviously none of that stuff is going to happen, or at least is much less likely to happen. But, you know, the plague of marriage being a secular institution, the degrading of it morally, all that stuff. I mean, that's why we're at the point we are today. It all sucks.
I have to be realistic about the current dating landscape. And Michael, how long have you been married?
I've been married now 5 years, coming up on 5 years.
Oh, it's a shit show.
We got more bean it ups. Let's go. I don't get why most women don't want to be a traditional wife. I know I do. You know, here's the thing about feminism and leftism in general, though. They are fundamentally at war with human nature, right? And I think, if nothing else, and I'm not saying this as a cope, because don't get me wrong, their crusade against human nature can bring down our whole civilization before people figure this out. And so I'm not just saying this to say it or whatever, but it is true. At some point, inevitably, you would think the whole coalition, the whole movement here has to fall apart. right? Because they're at war with human nature. They're trying to change reality, okay? But at the end of the day, men and women are naturally different. You're not going to defeat biology. You're not going to defeat the natural design of God. At the end of the day, you can try as much as you want, but men and women are still always going to be different. They're always going to have their natural God-ordained roles, and you're not going to ever truly be able to switch. And I've said this before about the transgender stuff, but it doesn't matter how many surgeries you have or whatever. Everyone deep down knows, even those who want to coddle the feelings of these people, everyone deep down instinctively understands, woman with an asterisk, man with an asterisk. They're at war with reality. You can't, if there's few things you can beat in the world, one of the things you can't do is just change reality, okay? So, not gonna happen. Dollar for $10. Well, that is more than a dollar for dollar, but thank you very much for the $10. Dollar for dollar says, that's a lot of dollar for dollars. We should make an alliteration thing out of that. But he says, the B movie is implicitly right-wing, pro-tradition, pro-self-improvement, and protectionist. Barry is a communist, and when his ideas come into play, the beehive and the whole world gets destroyed. Thank you very much for the $10, dollar for dollar. God bless you. And, I have not watched the B movie in a very long time. I'm pretty sure I saw it in one of those, elementary school assemblies during the rainy days. You know what I mean? When on rainy days when they bring you in the auditorium and you'd watch movies. But I'm actually not an expert on the plot of the B movie. Maybe I'm very uncultured for that, but maybe I got to check that out sometime.
Wow.
It's a shit show. I missed dating apps.
Thank you very much for the 10. How many likes are we at right now? 128. Let's get to 150 likes. And if you want to support dollar for dollar, you can consider sending in a super chat. All right.
I got back together with my then girlfriend now. Yeah, they seem horrible. So I just missed it. And so that would be hard, especially if I were a single guy and I were living in dating app culture and I just knew there were always there's always going to be some hotter, I don't know, check a hotter, younger, blonder, whatever, girl, right?
Sure. But you're from here or you're not from here?
I'm from New York originally.
You're from New York. Okay, so even better. And you said you've known your wife since you guys were 10?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you know...
Aww. Real.
Her since you were 10, you've been single between those times. You've seen multiple women. You've seen everybody out there.
Dude, all these stories I hear of people marrying their middle school or high school sweethearts, which is crazy because my high school sweetheart is married, just not to me. Real.
You had your...
I'm never going to get that story. It's got to be someone new. We can't go back, chat. We can't go back.
Time to explore, and you basically learned that maybe there's not better, and that's why you're with your wife.
But that's kind of like the modern lib thing is you've got to split up and do your own thing and go.
I don't believe that either.
I think it was BS. I wish there was so much cultural pressure when my wife and I, sweet little Elisa, when we were in high school, they said, you got to split for college. You'd be crazy to date your girlfriend, and your high school girlfriend in college. And then by the end of college, we're like, why the hell did we break up? That was crazy. We should have gotten married at 18, pumped out a dozen kids, gone to move to a farm, and grown a big beard.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. And this might be kind of controversial among the trad types. But let me frame this clearly and make it clear what I'm trying to say, okay? What I'm trying to say is actually not that controversial at all, but I don't know, some of you guys might still get mad at this, but I think in the modern world, which I don't think is ideal, I'm not saying that the dating culture, all this stuff is the way, if I could structure society, I wouldn't do it this way, okay? But I do think that in the modern world and given the modern state of women, most of you young guys out there who are, conservative, you want Christian conservative, whatever, marriage and family and stuff like that, it's going to take a lot of you, and, listen, this is me let me make this clear again. This is me giving you guys realistic advice, okay? Because that really has to be my duty. You can have all these other types talk about how, oh, I like, got married at like 16 to my like homeschool trad wife. Okay, but I understand that's not the reality of my life. That's not the reality of most young men's lives. And so I think it's going to take quite a few of you dating a few different girls and going through a few different relationships to truly figure it out. And people are, that sucks, commitment. I get it, okay? If you're in the position where, you and your homeschool baby get married at 18 and whatever, and that's happy ending, then good for you. What I'm saying is that for the vast majority of guys, because of the modern world, because of the way things are, most dudes are not going to have that luxury. Most dudes who are seeking a life like that are not going to have that luxury. And why do I say it's going to take a few different tries? Well, because, and I see this very often with the guys who, don't start dating till they're like 23, 24, you know what I mean? Like the very, very late bloomers. What I very often see is they're totally naive to the nature of modern women. And that's why I say, for a lot of young guys, it's going to take a few different experiences, because you have to go through all of the times where you and so one way or another got screwed, right? Like either, you have to go through that time where you look at a girl, and a lot of people have this with their first girlfriend. They look at her and she's so perfect, and it turns out she had a bunch of red flags that you couldn't see, and you get totally scammed and heartbroken by her. A lot of like I said, in the modern world, not in the ideal world, in the modern world, I think that type of experience is sometimes important, because you have to learn how to identify those things, right? And once you have identified those things and had a few different types of experiences, made the mistakes, they made the mistakes or whatever, then you kind of understand how to seek out the good girls in the world and understand, the red flags and the green flags of what you see on the surface, right? And I'm not saying that's ideal. Of course not. But I will say that, as me, someone who, I've been in a few different relationships, okay? Probably more than is ideal, but I've dated girls before. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge, right? I've been through a lot of different experiences and made a lot of mistakes, you know what I mean? Including, and this is what I fear for so many, guys just seeking the trad life from the start, from the get-go, including that experience, just open book about a year ago, where I thought I found it, right? I thought I found that girl who I was going to marry, and, it was perfect, and, we were going to have this huge Christian conservative family with 8 kids, and, I was serious about it. I thought she was serious about it too, and, completely fell apart, right? But because I went through that experience, because I went through that, I now learned a lot from those mistakes, you know what I mean? And now I look back, here's what you did wrong. Here's what you weren't seeing. And, I made that mistake when I was 18, 19 years old. I have time. It's fine. It's all good, right? But imagine the guy who is just totally celibate through high school, celibate in the dating sense, of course, through high school, college, and never really talks to girls, 25 years old, finally finds someone, thinks that's the one, totally screws him over, which will happen. It does happen. Totally screws him over. And here he is, almost getting up to middle age, and no prospects, no nothing, and is totally lost and confused and just disaffected with it all. And that's how a MGTOW is born, right? That's how just a guy who just says, screw it all, I don't want a family, that's how they're born. That's how a guy like this is born in some ways, right? So avoid that. So my advice to you, to most young men out there, is that, like I said, if it's only one you're ever with and she's the perfect one, great, perfect, love to see it. But I would say, definitely listen to all the, traditional influences, want that for your life, but also understand a degree of nuance to it, that you're probably not going to get that in the ideal way you want. And if you do, it's probably not going to be the first time. So, give a few different things a try is what I'm going to say about that. Zeb for $20 says married high school sweetheart 9 years this week. Let's go. Let's go. Marrying young accelerated my maturity by a substantial bit. Increase your responsibilities if you're anywhere near comfortable, or you will never grow. It's so true, Zeb. Thank you for the 20. It's so true. And like, that's the ideal. That is 100% the ideal, of course. The only reason I'm giving the advice I am is because, you know, most men are not chads like you. I mean, I know you, Zeb, obviously. Like, you got it going on. You got the brain. You're about the business, you know. But a lot of, you know, frankly, young guys, especially guys who were raised with smartphones in their hands and all that stuff, they're like incompetent. They're literally just incompetent at life and naive and just don't have it. Just don't have it. You know what I mean? And that's why I say for a lot of people, it's going to take a few different trial runs. Okay. And that's just the truth. Vince, will you do a Q&A after the show? Yes, I will. I don't know how long it's going to be, but that'll definitely happen. Real.
Sam, can you push your microphone closer towards you? Yeah.
I don't believe in.
Sorry to cut you off, Mike.
I was talking about how I should have been Amish, you know.
Am I left-handed? No, I'm right-handed. I'm just holding this here because whenever I'm streaming, I just pick random things up. Many such cases. I don't know why I do it. I just pick things up. I start fiddling. I may be ADHD. I just can't do it.
Ish, you know, like sort of.
The fact that Vince is sitting here live streaming at 10 p.m. in a suit jacket and button-down shirt. All right, look, we're trying to be more professional. All right, I'm trying. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing a show, and so if I do a show, I want to look professional. It's not entirely a professional look, okay? It's the, it's more like the Italian mafia thing with the chain and stuff, okay? But who's complaining? I had people after the Vice panel where they saw the suit come to my channel and be very disappointed that I didn't wear a suit in every single video. I was like, oh, okay. Well, so I was like, you know, maybe on streams now we dress up, okay? We dress up. It's not a full suit.
Not fully all the way, but something like that. Yeah, I think it would have been.
Since you guys knew each other at 10, 18 isn't that insane? That's already 8 years. It's almost, you guys would have known each other for basically half.
There are very few based trad women around. True, which, like I said, is why you have to also learn how to like identify the real ones, right? So when I say identify the real ones, part of that is like the ones who are not just LARPing on the internet, or maybe not even necessarily talking about it on the internet, but like live out those values in their personal lives. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of guys, and this is why I keep saying what I said. A lot of guys out there who have never had a girlfriend, never really interacted with women, they will see that the first time and get very starry-eyed about it and not really know what they're getting themselves into. And that's why I say, you gotta, for a lot of people, you gotta pick up that experience the hard way. So,
your lives at that point, so that's not insane. For me, I feel like it's insane when I see like 18 to probably 22-year-olds getting married when they're getting engaged within a year of meeting somebody. And it's like, I feel very, very strongly about my boyfriend, so strongly, but I still know would not be the smartest decision to get engaged 6 months from now. Like when you say like the divorce rates are 50%, it's like, I'm sure there is some people who are blindsided in those relationships, but I bet a good part of those relationships that end in divorce are people who got together, who either A, already knew it wasn't going to probably work out, B, got married just because either someone was pregnant, or C, they were forced into it and they are waiting till marriage or something, so they just get married young.
This is not true. Okay, this is just not true. When you look at the modern dating world, this is very seldom the case. Most of the time, you have this very weird dynamic where people will date for like 2, 3, sometimes like 5, 6, 7 years before they get married. And, you know, I don't have the numbers, but at least from common observation and intuition, and I'm pretty sure I've heard people talk about this before too, it's actually usually those marriages, the ones where, you know, they did this whole dating thing for like several years on end for some reason, you know, didn't want to tie it down, whatever. It's actually those that tend to not really work out the best. And yeah, I'm sure sometimes those like 2-month marriages where they just run off and get married in Vegas, yeah, sure. But I think it's probably the opposite. I think very often the ones who, very quickly already understand. I think this is the psychology behind it. The ones who very quickly already understand, you're the one. Let's do it. You're good for me. Let's put the ring on it. Very often it's those ones that end up actually being quite compatible and working out. I think it's the ones that like date for several years without that sort of added commitment, and this whole idea constantly in the back of their heads. Is he really the one? Let me keep vetting him. Let me date him for like 10 years before we figure that out. I think it's actually very often those are the ones that get divorced the most. And like I said, I don't know the numbers on that, but I think, I don't know. I've heard people talk about this before. I think this is true. I don't know if anyone is an expert on that. They can verify that, but that is actually very often the case, right? Because, and consider this, right? The divorce rates have increased. Well, what has increased in our culture? Because certainly people are getting married at an older age. They're getting married having dated longer on average, all that stuff. And yet the divorce rates are going up. So clearly it's not this whole, rushing into marriage thing that is the problem. Now, obviously, you should make a smart decision. You should pray on that decision, etc. But I just don't think it's true that in society, the problem is people rushing into marriages. Maybe that you could make that argument if you looked at the 1950s and saw that when the family thing was a big thing. But marriage is less respected than ever. Family is less respected by society than ever. How could it be the case that rushing into it or being too hasty to marriage is what's causing the divorce rates? That is not true at all. And on the topic of people getting each other pregnant, I don't think that's the case either, because, back in the day, that always equated marriage, right? In the 1950s, it was generally understood, hey, you knock up a girl, you get her pregnant. The cultural norm, and if you go to a lot of places in small town America, sometimes you still see this, but the cultural norm is of like, oh, if you make a mistake like that, you're not going to get an abortion because that was not a thing back then. And in a lot of places today, it's still not a thing. Shout out to small town America where this stuff still happens like this. But, abortion is not an option, and neither is just running off, because that's forsaking your duty. So if people who knock each other up, get pregnant, make that mistake, back in the day it was the culture that if you do that, okay, well then we're getting married now. It's actually the culture now that either get an abortion or run off, just scattered baby daddies all over the place, run off, who cares? Government will take care of her or something, you know what I mean? Or she'll work to take care of herself. So I think actually that whole culture has changed a lot. So
I feel like a lot of those both parties going into it kind of are already knowing this isn't going to work out.
How long have you been dating?
Not long at all. We've known each other since September. We've only been exclusively dating since January.
But are these kinds of women even worth dating? Well, I'm not saying these types of women are worth dating. I'm just saying that, the friend zone thing, it transcends everything. So it happens all over the place. So
it's been very, very, very brief. But I've been in 2.5.
Vince needs a teardrop tattoo. What does that even mean? What does a teardrop tattoo look like? I'm kind of confused.
Year-long relationships, one year-long relationship, and I've never felt this way, definitely, about anybody before. So I know the difference now, and that's also why I've said before, like, some things I've said before have changed. Like, before I thought I needed to be single to have fun and vacation or explore things, but now I know I don't need that. I would rather... I
think this is the girl who stormed off last time, right? Over the trans thing?
Be there,
Last thing on the marriage thing, kind of the other reason why I'm hesitant is because my fiance wants to hyphenate our last names. So that's another issue there. Let's move on from that. By the way, you didn't introduce yourself as Wish.
Ariana Grande from Wish or Great Value.
Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah,
whatever
okay.
you prefer.
This is just stuff at the end.
Next time.
Sorry, I didn't cut it off.
I forgot.
So let me see here. We had
Kiara Grande.
Would you guys...
All right, there we go.
Network, and which is a more conservative.
Okay, so this next question here is would you date a conservative? All
company?
Right.
Would you guys date a conservative?
But don't worry, chat. For those of you who stay, I know it's getting late. For those of you who stay, we will get to the abortion stuff. Okay, that is in the second half of the clips I have here, which is the spicy stuff, as we know.
Let's start with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Obvious.
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Okay.
You don't sound very
I'm just saying,
enthusiastic about
I don't think that would be a deal breaker for me. If I like you, if I fall in love with you, that's not going to be something that's going to stop
Yeah.
me.
But I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna find out they're conservative before you fall in love with them, though.
Yeah.
Unless you're just falling in love at first sight or something. I mean, I feel like that's something that gets brought up before you.
Nicole Mitchell says based trad lady who is recently married and expecting. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Nicole. She says, do not lose hope. Pray for your future spouse and for their prayer life. God has a plan for us. Praying for your spouse calms the soul. It's so true, Nicole. It's so true. Thank you. God bless. And congratulations. Congratulations.
Fall in love.
Yeah, I mean,
So would you even date a conservative to begin with? I feel like it's better.
yeah. Probably. Yes.
All right, let me go back a second
stop.
here.
I don't think that's
If
a
I can. No. It won't let me go back. It's so over. Okay, well I can narrate. If you want an idea, I just found this part very funny. So notice how basically, if you weren't really paying attention, what happened was they asked, "Would you date a conservative?" Now everyone is very hesitant to answer, but the blonde girl decides, "Oh well, maybe." And kind of like the sheep behavior of these women becomes very apparent because the second she says maybe, the rest of them are like, oh, yeah, I would. Yeah, okay, watch. It's funny, okay? It's funny. Watch this.
Deal breaker for me. I think relationships can still work. I've seen a lot of relationships where there's one conservative.
How much they let the politics get into their life.
Right, so then, like, right after that, she goes on and is like, oh, well, then I guess me too. And then she's nodding her head, and she's nodding her head.
It affects them.
What if the guy's super conservative, like super duper, makes Francisco Franco look like a huge Democrat? But,
I don't think they know who that is.
or,
No offense.
yeah, makes like...
Who is that, by the way?
Francisco Franco is a strong man in Spain for many decades.
Oh, during World War II.
After
Yeah,
World War
or
II.
after, okay.
Yeah, and into, yeah. So, okay. Makes, I don't know, makes Trump look like a big lid or something. But he's not always talking about his politics. He just happens to be very conservative.
That's, imagine on the first date. That was Michael Knowles in high school on his first date with his future wife. So, what do you think of Francisco Franco? You know, I'm a big fan of Francisco Franco myself. I don't know how you feel about him. And then, real.
And the dictator of Spain.
Does he?
And the dictator.
There, you know, now that I think of it, there are some guys out there on the internet who just spend too much time on the internet. They would unironically show up to the first date, assuming they got one somehow, and be like, what are your thoughts on Francisco Franco? And she's like, who is that? Probably the normal response that you get from most girls. Who is that? You don't know who that is? Cringe. And then telling his Discord friends, she didn't like Francisco Franco. It's like, dude. But then that assumes a person like that would get a date, which probably not. Now, Michael probably has Riz, so he's like, what are your thoughts on Francisco Franco? You know what I mean? With his watch out, but...
Do you I feel like if you are like that, your actions are going to be very conservative.
What do you mean, like, have a family, hold a steady job?
Or just the way he treats people and the way that
be like super
human
respectful to people.
interactions. I feel like if he's making Donald Trump look like a lib, I feel like his interactions with people wouldn't be very
Yeah, it'd be
respectful.
very funny. It'd be really charming.
I mean, it might be funny to watch.
Be very
but
attractive to women. Yeah.
Probably not.
I feel like being on.
the Francisco Franco fan. Now he has Riz. Real and true.
Too much of any side.
Actually, for the ladies in chat, let me see. Can I put out a poll? Well, I guess not. You can answer this question. POV. A guy asks you on a first date your thoughts on Francisco Franco. What do you do? Okay. All right, sending. Did it send? I don't know if it's sent. I don't know if that worked. Oh, okay, it did work. All right, so I just put in chat, POV. A guy asked you on a first date, for the woman, obviously. A guy asked you on a first date your thoughts on Francisco Franco. What do you do? For the ladies only. All right, no sussiness in chat. For the ladies only. For the ladies only. All right, we look forward to seeing some of those responses, but we go on to the next clip here. All ladies only. Whoa, Southern Coast. All right, chill out there. Come on now.
Trump flag still, Trump 2020, whatever at this point. No. But if you are conservative, yeah, if you want to vote Republican, who cares?
But you say you just can't be too conservative.
Like, just what she was saying, how it's like when you're too far on either spectrum is just very bad.
But don't you think, I mean, people who have a coherent view of politics, it's one thing is going to lead to another thing, right? If you're, let's say you're pro-life, you don't think...
Riley Ferguson says she would yoga fire him. I don't have the yoga fire button. I should I should get that. Should I get a soundboard?
Abortion should be allowed. That's going to bleed into your thoughts on marriage and divorce and raising children. That might even bleed over into your thoughts on taxes and education. So it's all going to kind of come together of a piece, right? And same thing if you're super liberal. All those issues are going to kind of roll off one from the other.
But I feel
this is a good point, and I think in many ways it sums up why I would strongly advise, even for the non-religious conservatives, which I know there are some in chat, why I would advise not, dating, trying to make it work with liberal girls, right? Because you might say, and I think this even extends to things like friendships, at least in my personal life, but it's like, yeah, you can separate a person's politics from, I guess, how it is to be around that person, but only to an extent. Unless it's the case that, they have no understanding of politics and they're totally apolitical and naive and they think whatever. But anyone who has any serious degree of conviction, like Michael brings up, that stuff is going to translate in the way they act, the way they live their lives, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of conservatives out there who kind of act personally like liberals, and you could argue have something of a stereotypically liberal personality, but most times it is the case that through a person's personality you can discern, in the way they act and the things they value personally, you can kind of discern who's on the political left and who's on the political right if you're in tune enough, and maybe even discern that better than they can. And so this is true. This is the way it is. So
you could still find a good middle ground. I mean, like, I'm okay with people owning guns, but there's certain other things I probably wouldn't be okay with that conservatives are okay with. Okay.
Exotic Color says, what do you think of not dating anyone at all? I find more pleasure in working 80 hours a week than I do having a wife and kids. I'd rather put my energy towards something productive. I don't know if that comment is sarcastic. But anyways, assuming that it's not. Well, first of all, if you've never had a wife and kids, then I don't know how you necessarily know that. But secondly, something productive. Your kids are your as a man, your kids are your legacy, right? That is the most raising children and raising good children and virtuous children that will inherit the earth that you leave behind for them. That is, the most important and productive thing you can, one of the most important and productive things I think you can do on this earth, right? That's your legacy. That's in many ways like your natural duty as a man and as a human being is to, leave behind a genetic legacy, right? And as a Christian, obviously that's biblically commanded to me, but even, you kind of think this from a logically, even just from a materialist view, if you want to look at this in a very materialistic way, like there's a reason why reproduction is our natural drive as humans. There's a reason why as men, we have, the natural sex drive that we do. It's because our purpose, one of our main biological purposes, besides, stay alive, sustain ourselves, is to reproduce. That's why we have such a strong drive to reproduce. And frankly, without, reproducing, then society is nothing, obviously. and, you know, productive, whatever, you know, if you remotely have any degree of an ethical concern for society and everything around you, then in many ways it's your duty to have children, and it's your duty to raise those children to, you know, be virtuous people, to be strong, your sons to be strong, and your daughters to be virtuous enough to where, you know, they will inherit the society that you leave behind, right? And there's something to be said about the fact that, you know, we look at the current state of society, look at the people we are up against. In many ways, it is our duty to outpopulate them, right? To outcompete them and eventually, hopefully, inherit the mess that they left behind. So, you know, I would strongly push back on the idea that not even as a man, right? And the reason there's a reason I gave you a different answer than I would a woman, right? For a woman, I would say, well, you know, you're slaving away for a corporation, you know, that whole conservative line. Is that really liberating? But for a guy, I understand it, because, you know, as men, we have a drive to kind of go out and conquer the world and chase the world. But what I would say is that, you know, part of like that masculine drive to want to conquer the world, part of that is who's going to inherit your empire? Who's going to inherit your empire after you're gone? And then if no one, then what was it all for? Nothing, right? Nothing. So that's what I kind of would say to a guy who doesn't want to have it. You know, your sons and your daughters obviously are your legacy. Who's going to carry on your legacy after you're gone, right? And then what was it all for? That's kind of what I would say to dudes like that, you know?
I'm not pro-life.
Yeah.
Exotic, I've done both. Exactly. Being a producer in society is great, but it will never be as fulfilling as raising your kid. Not even close. True. But then I would also say I don't think they're exclusive, right? By producing children and raising children, I don't think that's like unproductive to society. I think you are contributing to society by doing that inherently, and this is true. This is true. And listen, like I said, if you want a cool way to put it, if you want a masculine way to see it, I think it's fine to see it like this. Again, you know, there's an emperor has to have the kids to take over his empire. It's true. You know what I mean? You have to think about these things. It's true.
Not yet.
I really hope you do more live streams, Vince, because I got to go to bed now. I'm going to make a video maybe announcing this, but I'm thinking up in the air right now. But next week, we might start testing out like a weekly show. I don't know. We will see. We will see. You know?
I won't
I was
change.
young once. That's what
I will not change my mind on that one.
That's what I said. But then I got convinced.
I just... There's no way I'd be convinced to change my mind on that.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever thought there's something I'll never do and then you did it?
I'm sure, but like I know for this,
There you
I
go.
will not change my opinion on.
Really
I'm pretty
quick,
headstrong.
show of hands. Who here would date someone who's pro-life?
Go for morals and not politics. Politics comes second to religious moral values. That's true, but I think also I would say that there's most of the time a connection. Like I said, some people, yeah, they just don't know anything about politics, and that's fine. But in 85% of cases, I think there's a connection. So in all fairness.
Honestly, I
I
probably
mean, I don't. It's
That's a hard stop.
question.
Yeah, like,
of course it's a good.
That's a hard stop.
You wouldn't date a guy if that guy said, I don't want to kill your child.
No, I would date the guy.
I feel like there's
Different
but the thing is,
than being pro-life.
yeah,
It's just that
That's very
What's the
different.
difference?
I think the problem for me is
You want
that
a show, Brian?
I own my body,
I'll give you a show.
and like
don't
I
own your
I
you
own
have
my
to at
body
least state-
What makes you say you own your body?
because
Our ancestors fought tooth and nail to survive. We owe it to them to have children in this much easier time to live. Very well put, Nicole, and it's so true.
I have my body and I take care of it.
Well, you are part your body. You're part
Yes.
your body and you're part yourself, but you don't own that. You didn't.
True. No,
so
you
who
don't.
owns it?
So,
Yeah, so
let
who?
me-
We're at 179 likes. Let's get to 200 likes, chat. Let's get to 200 likes.
Let me just interrupt you.
If you believe that God owns it, that it's your belief, but it's not mine.
But you
Mine
can't
is
bring
true.
religion
It's just true
into.
what
You
you believe.
cannot bring
It's true in your universe,
religion
it might
into
not be true in
politics.
mine.
No, there's only one universe, and it happens to be true in that universe.
In my universe, it's not true. I have my own set of beliefs,
Well,
and
in
it's,
your universe, you could pretend to be a bug with 17 arms. It
Wait,
doesn't make it
but
true.
Michael, you can't bring religion into politics.
Well,
This is another example again of Michael just being way too smart for these women.
You have to bring religion.
No.
All politics
I
is
mean, you can
religious.
like take it into a factor,
Why?
but you cannot let it set politics. Because
No, it has to.
No,
it has
because
to. Why
there's
not?
so many different religions. It's just like you can't cater to one. Being Catholic, you can't cater to just
Like the stream. So true. So
like
true.
Why not?
Catholicism. Because you have
let me
people
just
in the
interrupt.
United States who are not just
Hold on,
Catholic.
let me just interrupt really quick, and then
Yeah.
I'll let you respond. So, just one thing. This is a hot button political issue. Michael's conservative. I think you guys probably have a different stance on abortion. I'm happy to talk about it, but I want everyone to try to keep it. People have very strong opinions on this, so let's hopefully just keep it.
Dude, come on. You know you don't believe that. Come on, why you even gotta say that, okay? Listen, the thing that makes this podcast famous is the heated arguments. He doesn't believe. He's secretly thinking, okay, fight each other. Like, let's go. Like, we need drama. It's gonna go viral. Don't lie to the audience. You don't need to do that. No one believes. Does anyone believe that that's what he wants? That he's not looking. Of course, he's looking for content. That's his whole thing. Mr. EZ says, my Bible study is over. Hello, Vince, and hello, fellow viewers. What's up, Mr. EZ? Good to see you. I hope that your Bible study was very easy to understand. So true. Julie Ann Margit says, I honestly feel like marrying in high school, I would have avoided a lot of the negativity in my life. That's only because I ended up marrying the person I dated in high school anyway, just years later. Many such cases. Again, this will never be the case for me, but many such cases because isn't that kind of in many ways a sort of reflection of the brokenness of the dating world? How many people, they do what the world tells them. Oh, you're high school sweetheart, you're never gonna get with them, whatever, go to college, run through a bunch of people and then marry some like professional when you're like 28. And yet in so many such cases, in Michael's case, in your case, you end up just going back to the high school sweetheart or whatever. But like I said earlier, in the modern world, not in an ideal world, like I said, but in the modern world, that just type of experience is necessary, right? Because it's such a broken world, and it's full of, in many ways, such terrible people, terrible women, terrible men, that a lot of those lessons for us and for our generation have to be learned the hard way, whereas for people back in the day, they never, in many ways you could say they never knew how good they had it, which is probably true. So probably true.
Respectful. Let's have a debate. Let's engage in a hopefully a fruitful debate, or not fruitful debate, but let's just keep it polite. And I think Michael is probably prepared to make pro-life arguments that are not based in religion.
Well, I think everything's based in religion.
He was just making.
I think ultimately everything's because if you're right now.
But what if I'm not religious person?
Probably Nerdy says, I didn't date anyone until I was almost done with college, and I'm marrying my first boyfriend. Congratulations, probably Nerdy, and good for you. But I will say, in fairness, you are a girl, right? It's a little. Understand, the advice I'm giving is more for young men than for young women. Okay. And like there's a lot of complicated psychology into think why that is and why it kind of is like that. But what I would ask, probably Nerdy, that's your first boyfriend. Is he your first girlfriend? Or are you his first girlfriend? Would be my question. I give the advice to young guys because that, I don't know, that's just like the nature of the way it is for them and for us, right? Because of the kind of state of modern women, a lot of young guys kind of have to like fall in hard and learn lessons and stuff like that, right? It's just the way that kind of is on that front.
Oh, that's your problem.
It's not my problem. It's my life.
Oh, no, sure, but it's a problematic aspect.
Why?
There's when I accidentally turned my phone sideways.
Taking recourse to religion, because that's a religious view.
So how is me making a claim about like having an abortion and pro-life? Obviously, I feel like if you're having an abortion, it's not a good thing. Like, I don't think it's something.
So here, Now this is kind of the funny feminist own part. It only took us, how long have we been streaming? However long we've been streaming, it's taken us that long to finally get to the funny feminist-owned abortion debate. But yeah, now let's get into that. So this girl right here says, and I quote, or paraphrase, I wasn't listening exactly, straight up says that abortion is bad. And so here you go.
That should be romanticized. I don't think it's like a good thing. I feel like it's sad that you even have to got to that point, but it should be there for women.
What?
If it's sad and a bad thing and something that shouldn't be glorified, then why if it's a bad thing, then why should it ideally exist in an ideal society? You know, and then this is what, yeah, exactly. She walked right into it. She literally just made the pro-life argument, right?
If it's not a good thing,
Many
then
such
why?
cases.
No one needs it.
Because there's other things that are not a good thing. Birth control.
Dollar for $5. That's $2.50 for dollars. Says, I used to be an atheist. What turned me to God was when I realized how depressed atheists look and how happy religious people are. Was a smug atheist. Yeah, many such cases. Physiognomy, I think, is real. Which is interesting because it was never a concept theorized by Christians. It comes from like the Greeks, right? But it's basically the idea that you can like look into a person's eyes and their face and kind of see the state of their soul. I mean, I think it's very real. It is very real. You can totally see it in men and women, right? Atheists have a different structure to their face, and people who, you know, are engaged in constant hedonism, you can see it in their eyes. It's almost like you can like see like a window into their soul. And you notice this with like liberals. Think of it in a political aspect. You notice it with liberals, like their eyes are unhappy, they are vicious, they are carnal, they look miserable. You can just tell, right? You can tell. Is it a logical argument? Oh, no, you can't argue like that. Yeah, no, okay, we get it. But I'm just saying it's a very real thing. You can tell. There's a reason why, you know, a lot of people will look at certain men, certain women, be like, that person is totally a liberal, right? Why most liberal men, you could just kind of see the soy boy structure, lack of testosterone in their face and their eyes and stuff. It's very true. Spiritual health and wellness is very real, and I think you can see it in people. You can see it in people. Many such cases. Not all cases, maybe, but 98% probably.
Good thing either, and
yeah.
we have it, but it's
shouldn't.
needed. Well, I mean,
having sex before marriage is not a good thing for society, but we have it,
Right,
so
but
you're
we
gonna
shouldn't.
ban it.
But you just shouldn't do
drugs are not a good thing, but we have it. It's
it.
good
Right,
for
you
the
also
economy.
shouldn't do that. You're making very good
But
arguments for things we shouldn't
I'm using
have.
this.
They thought it was like such a strong argument, and again, they just straight up made the case against abortion right there. It's bad. It's bad.
So I agree with your viewpoint, and I know you're very passionate about your viewpoint.
I'm very passionate
But
about it.
I think we're going a wrong way about the whole conversation, like
I agree.
because you're saying that's just wrong, but
Yeah.
we have to talk about how can we prevent that from happening in the first place. Like what happens to like a 14-year-old girl who gets raped, for example.
Oh,
like
yeah.
how would we prevent
It's
that? Like, I
terrible.
think we have to
How do you
talk
how do you
about,
prevent rape?
well, how do we talk about people with
You know what's kind of sad. So the girl who just spoke, I don't know. She looks like either Eastern European or like Asia Minor, right? Is that just me? Like if I were to guess, she's from like Georgia, the country, or like Ukraine, or you know, one of those just old Soviet bloc states. That seems to be where she's from. Romania, maybe something like that, right? And so, and she clearly by the accent, you can tell she's like an immigrant or something, right? You know what I mean? So that probably means if she wasn't brainwashed by American culture, which even then she doesn't seem totally like drinking the Kool-Aid. She's just kind of like, you know, she's not attacking with conviction. You know, you can tell there's still a part in her that you know we can fix, but. If she hadn't been brainwashed by modern American culture, she would, she'd probably be a very traditional woman at the moment. And instead she is here. Instead she is here, right? I understand why a lot of religious, not just Christian religious, but just in general, more like religious, pious places of the world, Muslim places, all that stuff, call America the Great Satan. That's what I think it's big in the Arab world. They call America the Great Satan. And, I don't like looking at my own country like that, obviously, but I can definitely understand why a lot of them say that. Because, they watch as, people who grew up in other countries have fairly traditional values, etc., go to America or get exposed to American culture, and they come back, totally woke, totally, embracing abortion and feminism and, the rainbow flag, all that stuff. It's sad. It's sad. And I understand to a strong extent, I understand why a lot of places in the world don't like America, right? And, she doesn't seem to be from a Muslim part of the world. I'm just using it as an example. But I understand why a lot of Islamic countries don't like America. If you were in their shoes, would you like America? Because here you are very, and by the way, I'm Christian. I don't support all the, traditions and beliefs of Islam, obviously, right? But here you are in this society who has been governed by this religious order for thousands of years, and you have these very traditional beliefs and all that stuff, and that's your country, right? You're not telling America how to run their thing, but you're saying, okay, I live in Afghanistan, I live in Saudi Arabia, whatever, and this is how I want to dictate my country. We've done it like this for thousands of years. Who needs to change it? We're traditional. This is our religion, etc. And you look at America, and you have America, the country that promotes everything that goes against your faith, if you were a Muslim, everything that goes against your faith, and it's just a degenerate, hedonistic country, and maybe you look at that and you roll your eyes on it, but then that degenerate, hedonistic empire that is, the modern United States goes and decides it wants to invade your sector of the world and tell your sector of the world how to run its business, and says, actually, this religious order that, again, I don't support it I don't support Sharia law. I'm a Christian, obviously, but this religious order that these people have lived by for thousands of years, to come in as America and say, no, actually, you're going to embrace Western democracy, and you're going to paint George Floyd in your capital city and all that stuff. No wonder the Taliban doesn't like the United States. No wonder Al Qaeda and ISIS are, grew as these American groups and all that. Is it really such a big mystery? Obviously, terrorism is terrible and they shouldn't be doing that. But, where do you think that comes from in their culture and their minds, right? George Bush famously after 9/11 said that it's because we have democracy and freedom, right? And that's kind of what he said. It's they brought down the World Trade Center because, they don't like our Constitution and our freedom and our democracy. And it's is that really what it was about? Again, obviously 9/11, huge tragedy. We were right to retaliate against it in some degree, but we also should be honest about why it happened. Don't gaslight us and say that all happened because we were just sitting in our own bubble with our Constitution, and these Muslims decided we don't like the Constitution, Allahu Akbar, and that's what happened. That's not what happened. What happened was a decade of U.S. intervention in a place that, they were doing their own thing, minding their own business, and, following the Cold War, HW and Clinton decide that, it's America's business to govern these countries. Why do you think a lot of more traditional, more, generally old school places of the world don't like the United States? It's not much of a mystery. It really isn't. They're still in the Stone Age in the Middle East. I mean, in many ways, true. But, if that's what they're happy doing, then who cares, right? You know what I mean? I do think a lot of Sharia law is incorrect, right? Obviously. But, to say that, American democracy is so morally superior, maybe that's true, maybe that's not, whatever. But is it so, objectively, above all that it deserves to like rule the whole world? Or should we be, mature enough to recognize, I don't know, maybe different parts of the world have different people and different ideas and religions, and maybe those societies ought to be governed differently, So I think I missed a super chat here. Let me see. $1 for $dollar says, they're fake intellectuals. I'll think for you too. So true. Thank you for the $1 for $dollar.
Most conservative, I think you guys probably have a different stance on abortion.
Armenia/Russia. Yeah, that too. Yeah, she's definitely Eastern European.
I'm happy to talk about it, but I want everyone to try to keep it.
She probably comes from a country that's more religious than the United States.
Very strong opinions on this, so let's hopefully just keep it respectful. Let's have a debate. Let's engage in a hopefully a fruitful debate, or not fruitful debate. But
I repeated this clip. That's my bad. But let's go through the chat. It won't the way I loaded this clip in, and won't let me skip forward or backwards. So I'm just gonna let it play through, and I'll look at chat in the meantime. You can't sell McDonald's to poor people. No, but see, Afghanistan has McDonald's and Dollar General now and Walmart. Let's go, But it is true. It is real. John Willard, Vince's greatest fan. This is so true. John Willard is indeed my greatest fan. Latinos for Trump. Let's go. We love our Hispanics. Thank you. On behalf of Trump, thank you. The tattoo is gross. Yeah, not a fan. Women need to be liberated ASAP. In some ways, this is true. Women need to be liberated from the modern world and from feminism. I actually kind of agree with that. People have different views around the world. Exactly.
We're all different people, and yet we coexist together.
But then you're saying that we have, I should not believe in God for me to not believe in pro-life.
No, I mean, I could make plenty of secular arguments for anything you want. It's just ultimately it does come down to God, because everything comes down to God ultimately.
So what would be if we remove religion? If we remove religion from it, what is the strongest argument you hear from someone who's pro-choice? Is it a bodily autonomy argument, or is that not particularly compelling?
I mean, I think they're all really pretty silly arguments. The strongest argument I could imagine is that we live in a materialist world. So all of the metaphysical things.
Tell your colleague to get rid of Tinder. That's his business.
We pretend to care about, or we think that we care about, our loves, our hopes, our dreams, our joys, our emotions. That's all just fake. It's all a trick.
But this is real. Dating apps are generally useless. This is very real.
Played by chemicals firing off in our brains, and we're actually just bags of flesh, and we're eventually going to die and take a dirt nap and turn to worm food, and that's all that there is, just oblivion, which can be compelling in the modern world. Yeah, no, I mean, that's very often how we treat ourselves, though. Actually, the way that we behave, the way that you're all talking, you don't really believe that, because you're saying something.
Well, you don't want to believe that, because you don't want to believe that, because you want to believe that.
No, I think a lot of people do want to believe that, because they want to live without consequences.
I feel like if we all believed that, we would all live a very sad and mopey life of not really caring about anything. And I feel like people want to believe that, so they have.
I just kind of let it play, because this is yet another example of, again, it going way over their head, right? They can't comprehend what Michael is really saying. And that's kind of sad when you think about it. It's very sad. Because that kind of tells you that people in the modern world are raised with such little understanding or sense of faith or anything greater than themselves, right? And anything beyond themselves. Obviously, we know society is very secular. But the idea that women can listen to arguments just about very basic things about, purpose and meaning and why are you here on this earth, and clearly having never even thought about these things ever before for the first time. And that's a symptom of a very dying society, you know? And this is very true.
Reason and purpose and something for them to do with their life, and so that they're just not shitting on themselves all day long.
No, well, what you would do, if I didn't believe in God, which I didn't for a while, I would do what I did then, which is just be very hedonistic. I would party all the time. You disagree?
I don't believe in God, but I'm not hedonistic.
Why not?
Because I don't care. For me, the short-term pleasure doesn't have any, any good in it. I pursue long-term pleasure. I pursue the long-term achievements, goals, ideas.
And I know a lot of people who are religious who do want short-term pleasure.
Well, yeah, that's called sin and temptation. That's true. But so you're interested in long-term goals.
Yeah.
But why? Because in the grand scheme of things, that's still short term.
Why won't this thing let me like?
By the perspective of eternity, right?
Okay,
the scientists tell us here is 14 billion years old.
My life. That's what long-term is for
But
me.
that's a blip. That's nothing.
I care as long as like I can think, my consciousness is here. That's what I care about. I don't care what's gonna be like there after whatever and what's been before me. What matters right now is like what my conscious can take, and my conscious can only take what is happening right now, right here. It cannot take the yesterday anymore. It cannot take the future anymore. It can only take right now. And right now, I believe that I'm pursuing my.
That's just an admission that you basically have nothing to live for. That's all that is, right? Because if you truly had a purpose in life and you truly had a drive in life, then, you would absolutely care about yesterday, right? You would care about the past because you'd have some perspective in terms of who you are, and where you got there, number one. And then, number two, you would have a very big foresight for the future, right? Because, you would care about something greater than yourself. So not only do you care about your future, but you care about, what your community is going to look like when you're gone, your future family, your kids after they're gone. Okay? And so, you absolutely should care and should think about and should consider things like beyond you and beyond the present.
Life dreams that are not
many such
necessarily like short-term pleasure. Like I'm not like I don't know. I'm going for masters. Let's say it's not something very appealing. Like it's not that I'm gonna go through a party after the show, but like it's still it has more value to me than something hedonistic, as you were saying.
That's good. I'm stumped because it's good that you're doing that. I just don't think it makes sense that you're doing that if there's nothing higher. Well, because
are you talking about like purpose?
Yeah, I think you're just kind of
being happy. Like she wants to be happy for herself. There doesn't have to be a greater being because
you're suppressing your own short-term happiness for long-term happiness, which I think.
The end is just semantics. Okay, so all right, that's the end of the clips I have. So now here's the question. The question is, do we want to try to look at more of the podcast, or do we want to do Q&A? Well, let me actually see if there's a way we can I put a poll in chat? I can. All right. What next? More of the podcast or Q&A with chat? Let's determine this. When will Vince be on Just Pearly? I gotta go to the UK for that, though. Do I have time to go to England right now? I don't know. But I would do it. I'd have to get a passport too. I don't even have a passport. But I would do it. That'd be a good collab in my opinion. But I think Pearly and like Fresh and Fit is like UK, right? They got to get me on whatever. That's actually in the United States. So this is real. Q&A seems to be winning, although it's 51% now. It is now 51%. All right, we'll let this go for like 30 more seconds, okay? 30 more seconds, and then we're making a judgment call. Okay? Real. It's not 50%. What am I supposed to do? It's at 50-50. Now Q&A is winning again. Okay, we're ending it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Q&A chat wins with 54%. All right. That was 52%. They made it very close at the end with the 42 votes. But all right, we're at 211 likes. Chat. Let's get to 250 likes. Let's do that. All right. But okay, Q&A. So let's take a look at chat, and then we'll call it a night here at about, I don't know, 11 p.m. or so. All right. Do you believe people who laugh after questions or listening to an arguing statement that goes against their own? Do you think they have no rebuttal argument? What? Do you think they have no rebuttal argument, so they retreat to mocking and laughing? I think very oftentimes this is the case. Yes, is that a lot of the times when people don't have an argument, they, resort to irrational things. What I will say, and maybe this is what some conservatives will not like me saying, is that I don't think that's always the case. I think that oftentimes there are things and ideas that are so ridiculous that they deserve ridicule, and that's about all they deserve, right? And I feel like this is a trap that conservatives sometimes get into too often, which is people will say something totally ridiculous, right? Which I don't know, what's a ridiculous thing to say now? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Like what emerging left-wing belief in modern society currently seems a bit ridiculous. I don't know what it is. I don't know which of those that they would be. But when conservatives sit down and they start, let's debate this in good faith. Let's debate in good faith whether drag queens should be shown to children, an idea that is obviously so ridiculous and so all over the place. Or 150 genders. Oh, there's 150 genders. Obviously that idea is so just out there and ridiculous that does that really deserve to be taken in good faith? Is that the type of argument, the type of idea that you should look at and be like, well, let's sit down and have an educated, good faith conversation about it? Well, maybe to an extent, yeah, because we've let those ideas become normalized and now we have to push back on them. But what I would say to emerging ideas that at the moment the left is trying to normalize, but obviously seem completely ridiculous and completely nonsensical, I think that what we have to do is I think we have to just completely ridicule them, right? And this is kind of the controversy that I got in with some people when I went on Vice, if you guys will remember this, obviously the infamous story. But everyone talks about that one clip, right? That one clip of me saying, don't commit crime or whatever. But initially, actually, the first clip that ever went viral of the Vice panel was when the Zayed guy declared his pronouns. Okay, the Zayed guy declared his pronouns, and I rolled my eyes at him, right? And it was caught on the camera. He's like, I have he, him pronouns, and I'm just like, I rolled my eyes. And some people were like, well, that's inappropriate, that's blah, 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 this or that. It's like, no. The thing is that, yes, in a good faith academic setting, perhaps you should sit down and have a debate and all that stuff. But in the real world and just the existence of culture, very often you don't have time for that, and you shouldn't give the time to that for ideas that don't deserve it. And so I think very often it is sometimes necessary to simply tell people that they're acting stupid and acting ridiculous. And because coming and debating ideas gives it some degree of credibility, right? If you're willing to just sit down with an idea, and debate it out, then to some level, that idea is being granted a level of credibility that it didn't have before. And so I think sometimes that is necessary. If a lot of a population believes an idea, maybe you ought to sit down and debunk it. But if it's a very fringe radical idea that most real human beings don't believe, and there's just a very small fringe minority of ridiculous people trying to normalize it, very often in that case, I think the best strategy and the best answer is ridicule, right? You ought to ridicule ridiculous things, and I think this is the case. Enclave Nationalist for $5 says, I remember my first date with Celinda, and I asked her about Francisco Franco. You know, in all fairness, Enclave Nationalist, I think Celinda was just trying to make me jealous on that Oregon Trail game. So I don't know. But thank you for the 5, and you know, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, pal. I'm sure you did. All right. Can you do an entire Oregon Trail stream? You got an entire Oregon Trail stream last time, basically. Okay? If I play the whole game, then that's an entire stream. Giving your pronouns is dumb as heck in a debate. So true. That was very unprofessional for you to roll your eyes. You lost the debate right there. Okay, John Willard. John Willard does not deserve to have a W in his name. Okay? He does not have a W. Does not deserve to have a W in his name. Let's see. What else we got going on in chat? My local YMCA forced its enrolled kids to refer to one of its teachers as they, them. And when children wanted to back out of the program, they refused to refund the money. Well, that sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Although I don't know. I don't know where you are. It would be difficult. But that does sound like a lawsuit waiting to happen. So, real. Vince, do you have a solution to the Mexican cartels? I don't think there's necessarily the easiest one. But I think this idea that, like, oh, well, the war on drugs enables the violence. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, well, we can't. This thing fell over. We cannot, enable the war on drugs because, well, it hasn't been working clearly, right? It's like, do you understand for a moment? Do you understand for a moment how kind of, like, ridiculous that sounds? Of course, and don't get me wrong, maybe we have a drug problem that we need to treat, I agree. But this idea that, like, oh, be soft on the cartels is going to fix the drug problem somehow. Being soft on violent criminals is going to bring down violent crime. It is so ridiculous and devoid of common sense that it's insane. So the solution to the Mexican cartels is, I think there has to be more force and more action taken against them. You know what I mean? Look at El Salvador. Actually, El Salvador is a perfect example because El Salvador has MS-13, which basically in many ways like is the new Mexican cartel and stuff, and they have not had a single homicide in something like 300 days, cut their murder rate in half by 50%. And what did they do? They did a very aggressive, militarized campaign against MS-13. We did a video on it. I'm sure you've seen all that. It works, you know? Like, can you name me one time in history where, like, a group of organized crime just got up and stopped? They just stopped doing organized crime, all simply because we put money into public schools. No, Al Capone, what happened to him? The government went after him. The Italian mafia, the government went after them. Like there's no group in history of organized crime where the problem just fixed itself. So there needs to be more force used against the Mexican cartels, and I think we ought to compel the Mexican government to pursue a policy that is very similar to El Salvador. You know? Vince, do you agree or disagree that biological gender is different from self-identifying gender? No, I think they're the same. Now, the way the left define the gender, sex, it's just so they've always meant the same thing, and they made up this different thing where they mean different things, whatever. But you do hear this whole, like, left-wing line of, well, sex is like the biology you're born with, but gender is like your state of mind or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what they say. And I wouldn't call that gender, right? Because I think gender and sex are the same thing. But yeah, there is something to be said about the feminine mind and the masculine mind. Don't get me wrong. Those exist, right? Because as a conservative, I don't just believe that the differences between men and women are physical, right? I think they're emotional, biological, inside, emotional, psychological, spiritual, moral, etc. We are fundamentally different beings. And so now I don't like the term gender, but the left is arguably in a way correct that there is something of like a male and female mindset kind of brain kind of like state of existence or being. They're simply wrong that can be changed. It's like, oh, well, I was born a male on the outside, but I feel like a female on the inside, and that's why transgenderism is okay, because I'm a female on the inside. No. No, you're a man on the outside and the inside. That's just the truth. So if that's what you define to be gender, then I suppose gender, quote unquote, by your definition is real, but it's still not malleable. Okay? It's whether it's internal or external, it's just simply not malleable. So not based on anything except your feelings. Correct. So that's my solution to the Mexican cartels and my answer to your question. Vince, do you want to take my esoteric quiz? Is it going to end up with Fed posting? I will do it if it is simply esoteric and not more than that. But Vince is being a trans... How does John Willard keep getting so many accounts? And I swear the J every time is like a different it's like a different letter J. You know what I mean? I mean different color. Like last time it was an orange J, and then it becomes like a blue J, and it always keeps changing. I think he's on like his 10th account now. It's very funny. The more masculine you behave, the more testosterone you'll produce. Hold on. Give me a second. And a difference in the balance of your hormones affects your brain structure. 100% true and agree. Burgundy Blue says for $20. Let's go. Thank you very much for the $20. Burgundy Blue says, Vince, I enjoyed the stream. Would you be okay watching a documentary from World War II tonight? It's episode 1 of a series called Why We Fight. It's free online. Its narrative is a weird mix of the leftism and conservatism of the era. I'll definitely be willing to check it out. Thank you very much for the $20. Let's go Burgundy Blue. But if it's a documentary, it's probably like a huge like copyright troll on YouTube. Like I don't know if we can play that on the stream. So I don't know. Let me see what kind of like thing it is here. But let's take a look. What's it called? Why We Fight? If it's from like History Channel or something, it's not happening. But let's see. Why We Fight? Why We Fight? U.S. National Archives. I don't know what the copyright trolling of U.S. National Archives is. We'll have to take a look. I don't know. It is a verified channel, though, so I'm not sure. Thank you very much for the 20, though, regardless. Enclave Nationalist for $5. Let's go. Says the Ohio memes caused the train derailment in East Palestine. I can neither confirm nor deny this, Enclave Nationalist. Thank you for the 5. But, I will say, sometimes people get mad at this. They're like, oh, well, you're just looking too much into it. I've always thought the Ohio memes were kind of cringe, right? Because I feel like it was kind of just a meme to, pick on really like rural Trump supporting white people. And I feel like that's kind of the driving force behind the Ohio meme. And you may say, well, what's the big deal? It's humor. It's funny, whatever. I would say that if the standards were equal, but of course they are not. Like, why is it that only rural white people, i.e. like people in Ohio, are the ones that you're like allowed to make fun of? Because, okay, fine, make your Ohio meme. What would happen if like right-wingers started to make memes about the south side of Chicago? Oh, that's racist, bro. That's not funny, bro. You can't do, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so that's why I find some of these memes kind of like cringe, like Ohio, Florida man, whatever. It's like, you know, maybe they're kind of funny organically in a sense, sometimes, sure. But I kind of cringe at them because I know they're like the watered down, like socially acceptable meme, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's socially acceptable to make fun of Ohio. Now, if you made fun of the south side of Chicago, whoa, racist, canceled. If you made fun of Asians, Hispanics, whatever it is, you know, just like edgy jokes or funny, you know, funny stereotypical jokes about any other group, canceled, can't do that, can't say that, you know, can't, whatever. But when you say it about like Ohio or Florida man, then, oh, that's socially acceptable. You can make fun of Italy. You can make all these pasta memes. That's not offensive. But if you tell an Asian that they make they make fried rye, you know, I'm cool with it. Obviously, I think that stuff is funny. I find that stuff more funny because I know it is socially unacceptable, and so it's more refreshing to hear. But you know, if you said that generally, you know, then people would say, oh, it's racist. You know, it's racist. You can't, you know, you can't tell a Mexican that they eat tacos. You can't tell a Asian person to make a fry rye, you know, but you can't do any of these stereotypes. But when it comes to like rural white people, yeah, you carry alligators and you're a redneck and all that. It's like, this is not a fair playing field. It's not a fair playing field. That's my problem with it. That's my like big fundamental issue with it. Okay. But it is true, the Ohio memes conditioned the masses to be apathetic towards the tragedies in Ohio and other red and majority white states. True. So true. Picking on poor working class white people. Exactly. Which, you know, look, a society where comedy is comedy, fine, I get it. I'm not trying to, be like an SJW about comedy. I get it. But when you know that these jokes are like not offensive and not politically incorrect whatsoever, then they're not really that funny. They're not that interesting. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's culturally acceptable to make fun of Italians for eating pasta, you know, and then it becomes so overdone. Because it's only like these same groups. Oh, the French surrender all the time. Italians eat the pasta. You know, Ohio, haha, it's so boring and rural there, and white people are poor there. You know, it's like these socially acceptable memes and jokes, and that's why I find them so lame. Perhaps in a world where it was all socially acceptable, which I think it should be, then those things would be funnier. But because I know they're not, then they're simply not. Burgundy Blue says, I'm 90% sure you won't get copyright striked. It was made by the U.S. government in the 1940s. Well, then maybe we'll take a look. Thank you very much for the $5, Burgundy Blue. If we don't take a look tonight, then I'll do it for members at some point or something. I don't mind being associated with eating pasta, though. I'm not saying that I think they're wrong to make the jokes, okay? I'm part Italian, too, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. In case you couldn't tell, all right? But that's not the issue, okay? My issue is, again, it's like, it's cringe because you know those are the only jokes you can make, right? The only, like, socially acceptable, like, racist, stereotypical humor in society is that which is against white people, right? And that's why I find it so lame. It's because I know it's not politically incorrect. Jokes that are politically incorrect and you know they're a little bit out there, like, those are the funniest jokes, obviously. But when you know that, you know, they're acting or presenting themselves like they are, but there's no edge to them at all, you know, then And that's what it is. Luis Jr. says Italian flag, and he sends the gay flag. Okay, Luis. I understand that is not Italian, but that is Spanish, which are pretty close linguistic and I'm pretty sure even biological relatives. There's no need for that, Luis. There's no need for the brother war here, okay? I don't think we are that genetically or culturally or historically different. All right? Real and true. Real and true. They love dishing out, but can't take returning fire. Absolutely. And here's the thing, too. I feel like race relations were better when it was just socially acceptable to make fun of everyone, right? When we laughed at our differences and it was kind of all a big joke. Because I look at old American society, like the early 2000s, that's unironically the closest that America has ever come to a post-racial society. It was like the early 2000s, right? And then, because, why? Because like everyone was making fun of each other and it was all lighthearted and it was fun and everything wasn't so self-serious, you know? And I think to the way it was in middle school, man, before any of us really cared that deeply about politics, you know. Now, if people dug up some of the things I said in 7th grade or the text messages I sent, I'd probably get into a slight degree of trouble, okay? But, you know, you guys understand. We were all there. Listen, that's what I like about being in the conservative sphere. It's like people are so aware to cancel culture that they, to a large degree they understand. I don't have to worry about the things I said in 7th or 8th grade Google Hangouts and text messages and stuff, because people all understand. Oh, he was like 10 years ago. He's being immature, whatever. You know what I mean? Not 10 years ago, but close to that at this point. But anyways, point being, the point I was getting at. I think back to the middle school I went to in LA, and my guy friends back in middle school. I think we had every race in the friend group. Okay, so there was me, the East/Southeast Asian. We had an Indian. Okay, we had an Indian kid, very dark Indian kid. We had a white blonde kid, and we had a Mexican kid, so I think he was like Guatemalan, but Hispanic. And then there was another Asian like me. That was my middle school friend group of like 6 kids. Okay, that was like my main guy friend group. And a few other stragglers, whatever. So we had every race in the book. And guess what? Back in middle school, okay, of course, I don't talk to my friends like this now, of course, I would never. But back in middle school, the truth is, we were all quite racist to each other, okay? In a very joking and loving sense, of course, right? I would call in middle school, I'm just admitting to this. Okay, come cancel me all you want. I don't care. I'm admitting to this because I know you did it too, and everyone did. I called my Guatemalan. I called my Guatemalan friend blank. He called me blank. It was all good. It was love, and like I swear, outside of the context of jokes, nobody noticed the race. Nobody cared what race you were. The closest moment in my life I've ever seen to like post-racial existence where no one like cares about any of that stuff, it was when everyone was just making fun of each other. But now the last 10 years, what happened? You can't make those jokes. It's incorrect. It's wrong. It's politically incorrect, culturally unacceptable. And then what happens? Now we're on the verge of race war, right? America's basically on the verge of a race war, The racial divide has not been this high in decades, and it's like a powder keg. If only people were still allowed to make jokes. Just imagine. Imagine if people were still allowed to make jokes. So true. So true. 2016 era. Real. Whoa, don't do it, Vince. It's suicide. I didn't say it. Blank, of course, I called him my brother and my neighbor, okay? And that's what he called me. Haha, you're a stupid brother. Oh yeah, well, you're a stupid neighbor. That was middle school. That was middle school. And it was a good time. And, you know, ironically, since then, very few of that middle school friend group are still cool with me, and were cool with me through high school, because what happened? Everything got political. Everything got, you know, I'm putting the mic closer so that way it sounds better. Everything got political. Everything got, you know, PC, all this stuff. And me, I guess in some ways, never having grown up, I wouldn't put it like this, but some could say, having never grown up past the middle school phase or whatever, I was like, well, what's up with all this? You know what I mean? And that's how Vince Dower was born. So true. Real and true. Vince, do you smoke cigars? I have on a few occasions. It's not really something I endorse doing regularly or would do regularly myself. It ruins your skin. That's the problem with cigars. They really mess up your skin, and because it takes the oxygen out of you, right? After you smoke a cigar, you smoke anything, you have less oxygen in your bloodstream, and you could see it in my face and stuff when I probably smoked like 3 or 4 cigars in my life, and every single time. And so I think cigars are cool on like special occasions, you know what I mean? And they're cool aesthetic, masculine, all that stuff. But it's really not something I think people ought to do on a regular basis, you know? To me, it's more of like a ceremonial thing. Vince lets his multiple personality disorder show on camera, live reaction. Real and true, real and true. I feel bad for teenagers these days for that. Sounds like you constantly just have to be on your guard just to go to school. This is true. I mean, look at the number of kids who have gotten thrown out of school for... How many times have you seen this? Okay, how many times have you seen this? Kid, 14 years old or whatever, is listening to a rap song. The rap song obviously has a certain word in it. They say that word while they're singing the song, and it's on a Snapchat or whatever. And 5 years later, when they're 18 and applying to college, it gets out. They get thrown out of school. Life ruined. Life over. And it's such a ridiculous thing because obviously I'm not saying rap music or whatever is conservative or anything like that. I'm not kind of defending it whole scale as a genre or whatever, but I mean, let's just be realistic. Except me, of course, I've never done it, but everyone except me ever has done that. Okay, of course they have, right? The people who are throwing this guy out of school and trying to get this person canceled, they themselves have certainly said the word while singing along to a rap song. Everyone has done it, okay? And the idea that it's the most shocking is you should have your life ruined because when you were 14 years old, you were singing along to a one of the top songs in America or something, a Billboard charting mainstream song. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. As a teen, I can confirm. Yeah, it's I've never sang along to a rap song in my life, I'll be honest. Well, I don't know where you grew up, but if you grew up in certain places, everyone has done it, okay? Everyone has done it. Dollar for Dollar says, Vince, I have Asperger's. Thank you for sharing, Dollar for Dollar. I would have never noticed. I think you're a totally cool and epic and normal guy. Real. This just in. Vince has saying, hey, I said everyone in the world except me. I'm the only person in the world who's never done it. Okay? Real and true. I've never said it once, ever. Not even when I was 12 years old. Never happened. Okay? Okay? Every rap song I've ever heard, when I hear it, and I hear the word, I stop singing at this, you know, I just have like this mental thing. It just cuts off. I don't even hear it, much less say it. Disavow. Has never happened to me. I disavow all such allegations. But I think that's a projection, Zach. I think you said it when you were singing a song, and it should frankly be so over for you. Okay, let's see. We're at 242 likes. Let's get to 250 likes. Okay, 250 likes. Vince has said the Spanish word for black only in Spanish class. Only in Spanish class, because you're saying the words. Okay, so that's the only context I've ever said that. All right. Which again, though, that's a projection. That's a projection because Luis Jr., I guarantee you have said that. So, real and true. That is true, though, Lizel. You know, like I'm not a fan of the word in a very principled sense. But if we're just gonna like kind of apply these standards fairly and equally, it's like, you know, if they make this music, if these rappers and you know, the community makes this music, celebrates this music, and wants this music to be mainstream music that everyone listens to, and makes it the biggest genre in America, then, you know, right or wrong, why is it like the biggest offense ever to sing along to someone's music? Isn't that what you want if you make music? Don't you want people to sing along to it? It doesn't. The standard is just completely all over the place, and then this is real and true. Seriously though, who is talking in the background? I think they're playing Dungeons and Dragons in the living room. So I have heard. I can neither confirm nor deny this, but so I have heard. Okay. What a bunch of nerds. Dude, imagine playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're in college. Chat, they're in college. And they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're in a fraternity, by the way. Okay. Imagine being in college and your fraternity gets together to play Dungeons and Dragons. What a bunch of nerds. I don't even know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played it in my life. You know why? Because I'm not a nerd. I kind of am, but I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. Okay? I've never done it. Do an ASMR stream. I will not do that, but I will whisper. But yeah, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Bro, there's just one guy. He gets like so into it. He's goes full. He's like I spite you, like whatever you do in Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I mean? He thinks he's the Dragon Lord or whatever. I don't know. But they get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. ASMR bully stream? Yeah, real. Seriously, okay. Am I like maybe I'm out of touch? Okay, maybe I don't get it. But Chad, you answer. Is it weird to be in college and get together with a bunch of guys and play Dungeons and Dragons? I think it is. They do it like every week. Okay. If Jackson sees this on the replay, yeah, you're being called out for being a nerd. Imagine playing Dungeons and Dragons, okay? You always complain about how busy you are with engineering and whatnot. Okay, I get it, have a social life. But Dungeons and Dragons, you're 19, Jackson. My roommate, you're 19. Come on, buddy. Real. So true. What's up, guys? How we all been? How we all been doing? You know what would be Chad though? Okay, it's like chess tournaments. I wish I wish I kind of knew how to play chess. I know the moves, but I never really like got into the strategy or the logic of chess. I never really like mastered the game. But that's kind of Sigma, okay? Chess games. That is Sigma. That is Sigma. But Dungeons and Dragons, what a bunch of nerds. I can't speak because I still like Hello Kitty and video games. Well, first of all, you're a girl, so like Hello Kitty, like whatever. Also video games. I mean, whatever, but like I still think that's better than getting together with a bunch of guys and playing Dungeons of Dragons on the board. As a board game, okay? As a board game. You're in college. You are not 7. Real and true. Real and true. Come on, guys. We have to admit anyone on a VinceDao stream during their free time is partly a nerd. So not true. So not true. Disavow this comment. That is so not true. No, I agree. Chess is a... Dollar for dollar, says Vince, I can teach you chess. Aren't you the same guy who wants to fly me in an airplane? I feel like I'm being scammed. I feel like dollar for dollar is just... he just does everything. He plays chess. He flies planes. But yeah, no, I do kind of want to learn chess. Like, actually the strategy of it. Like I said, I know the rules. And I played it a few times in my life in middle school. And in elementary school, I was in chess club for like 3 weeks after school. And so I know the moves. I still mostly remember all of them. It's just, I never really like got into the actual like strategy and logic of the game. So if you put it in front of me, I'd basically move the pieces correctly, but I wouldn't really know how to like think out any of the strategy of the game, you know? Dungeons and Dragons always ends in a fist fight over rule semantics that no one really cares about. They always end in grief and pain. So true. That one guy, he's always like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, no. It's like, bro, who cares? Zach says, if you want, I can teach you how to drive stick. That would actually be useful. But they don't even make stick cars, though, so what's the point? But I do kind of want to just be able to say I know how to drive stick, so this is real and true. Should we close with that? Should we close with a chess game? That would be kind of based. Wait, let's see. Drew Steiner with a member chat, thank you very much, says Vince will be the next Magnus Carlsen in chess. Who is he? Is he a famous chess player? Is he a famous chess player? He is. The only famous chess player he's a Norwegian chess grandmaster. Yeah, real. That's gonna be me. Should we play chess on stream? I feel like it'd be funny. Burgundy Blue says, Vince, wake up. You've been in a coma since November 2016. Real. This is all a dream. I'm a normal kid. I'm a normal kid who also plays Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm in a coma and this is dreaming. So true. I like the dream me more though. Okay, let's see, like chess.com. I'll share it in a second. Let's see. All right, chess.com. Here we go. All right. Okay, let's just add it to here. Browser source. All right, chess.com. All right. Why is it okay? What? Why is it like see-through? That's kind of stupid. All right. Do you guys hear it? Do you guys hear the Dungeons and Dragons game? What a bunch of nerds. All right. We're playing a real man's game called chess, not a nerd game called Dungeons and Dragons. Why you guys want to play Dungeons and Dragons? Nerds. All right. All right. Play online or play the computer? What do you guys say? Do we play online or do we play the computer? Well, for the sake of time, let's just play the computer. I'll tell you what to move. You're actually a nerd for playing chess. Chess is literally a Sigma male game, Riley Ferguson. Of course you wouldn't get that. Riley just doesn't get it. It's real. Okay, challenge the computer to an online chess game. Okay. Should we play against Jane Goodall from the United Kingdom? She's a distinguished primatologist and conservationist from Britain. I'm gonna hit X to doubt. Why are they all girls? Oh, because it's Women's History Month, apparently. Wait, what are you guys seeing on the screen? Let me make sure you guys... Okay, hold on. I gotta move it. Okay, so, like, they're only letting me go... You see that? They're only letting me go up against girls. You see that? Because it's Women's History Month. Which sucks, because when I inevitably lose, because I don't know how to really play chess... I'm gonna have lost to a girl. This was a setup. I think this was a setup by Mr. EZ, like, unironically. This is a complete setup. Play the strongest computer. I might have to. At least I can use that as an excuse. Oh, there are dudes. I don't know. I'm kind of scared because if I play the Women's History Month and lose. Then I lost at chess to a girl. That's embarrassing. Alright, fine. Well, it was recently Black History Month, and now it's Women's History Month, so let's play the black girl. Mary Jackson made history as NASA. She works for NASA. Okay? Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna get destroyed here. NASA's first black female engineer. Wow. Her story is featured in a 2016 movie, Hidden Figures. So she has a movie. She works for NASA. But when I lose, people are still going to say I lost to a girl. So this is great. This is surely a win-win situation. All right. All right, how do I start the game? Can I just start from here? Challenge. I don't want takebacks and hints. What do I look like, a Dungeons and Dragons player? Only Dungeons and Dragons players want takebacks. No, I play chess the way I play chess. Okay. All right. So first move to who cares? Let's just move a pawn. Vince, we won't let you use. Okay, what do I do? What do I do, chat? What do I do? Move the king's pawn to e4. All right. I'm listening to you. Okay. All right, let's see what Mary Jackson does. Okay, what do I do, chat? What do I do? Poor opening, Vince. How do you have a poor opening in chess? I just moved him. I just moved a pawn. Who can't? All right. Poor opening. Big L. What? I didn't do anything. What? What's the? Okay, you guys are messing with me then. Terrible move. Why is it? Am I being trolled? That's what's happened. You were trolling me. I was just listening to. How dare I listen? How dare I just listen to chat? Okay, King C3. All right. C3. Oh, this one. Okay, King C3. All right. All right. I mean, Knight C3. Sorry, Knight. Okay, what do I do now? I'm just trolling. Well, screw you, Zach. I was listening, thinking you were actually trying to help. Freaking Zach, bro. Zach Mansour. Mansour. He's trolling me with his French existence. You literally don't know what you're doing. Correct. You already lost. Riley, you don't even know how to play chess. Be quiet. Pawn H3. All right. Pawn H3. So just one? Not two? Just one? Remove the king's pawn. Shut up. You're not trusting the plan. Okay, don't you trust the plan. Freaking Zach, bro. We got felted by Zach. It's so over. You just lost that pawn because you moved it to a bad spot. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. You're not trusting the plan. Okay, what do I do now? Mary Jackson is cooking you. You know what? I like to see you do better. Need to play that blonde chick. She's lower eating. No, Zeb, we're celebrating Black and Women's History Month here, okay, chat? Bishop C5. All right. How do you get the bishop to C5? Oh, sorry, this one, yeah. No, that would be C. Oh wait, no. Am I stupid? That's C4. Do you mean okay, wait. Resign. I'm listening to chat. Okay, knight to A4. Okay. All right. I'm listening to whoever said that. All right, let's go. Let's see what Mary Jackson does. She moved. Oh, camera's dead? Oh, hold on. Rip. What happened to the camera? It's so over, Chad. We're just getting destroyed in all directions in this game. I can't. Mary Jackson is destroying me so bad. She messed up my camera. What? Why is the camera not working? It's literally plugged in. It's literally plugged in. Okay, you know what? Really? Look at this. It's plugged in. What is your problem? So over. It is so unbelievable. It has never been more over than it is right now. Okay, I just plugged it in again. What's going on? We are just resigned to look at this the rest of the... Okay, what's the next move? What's the next move? You're frozen. No, you can see the board. You can't see the camera. No, it's fine. Mary Jackson did 3-8 correct. C4. What am I supposed to do? Chat, what am I supposed to do? Come on. Give me some ideas. All right, I'm taking initiative. What if we move the queen to here? Kidding. No, I'm not that stupid, okay? I'm not that stupid. I know it's still frozen. I don't know what we plan to do about that, all right? Do you plan to help? Do you plan to go plug in my camera? I didn't think so. That frozen face is a meme? Yeah, real. Real and true. He's frozen with anticipation. Real. This is just my chest face that you're looking at. You just don't get it, bro. Bro, you just don't get it, bro. I swear, bro. What is going on? It's literally plugged in. All right. Let's see. It is plugged in. I don't know what's happening. Chat, I don't know what's going on. Let's see, properties. Okay, there we go. Jeez, it was plugged in. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, what are we doing? Knight F3. Affirmative. Okay. F3. Okay. Amateur energy. Riley, you don't even know how to play chess, okay? I literally know you. You are not smart enough for chess. I know that for a fact. I know Riley IRL. It's you there's no way you can go play Dungeons and Dragons. You can go play Dungeons and Dragons with them, okay? Bishop C4. Gotcha. Oops. Sorry, wrong screen. That was stupid. C4. Okay. Did you try turning it on and off again? Yes. Okay, wait. Is my bishop screwed here? Wait, because he can take it from there. But then if I take his... Oh, shoot. Am I like... Is my bishop, like, screwed? Or... Oh, I can move it backwards, right? Should I move it backwards? Bishop c4. No, it's not good. Because if I don't move it, then it's stuck. Don't lie. Hey, I'm not that stupid. I know. Yeah, move bishop back one. Yeah. I'm not that stupid, okay? Not that stupid. My IQ is like 5, maybe 6, okay? Now I don't know who to trust in chat and who not to trust. This is like Soviet Russia. Like I don't know who to trust. Okay, what if I take his pawn? Would that be a good idea, bad idea? Let me see. Because the knight couldn't take me. Oh, but the queen, yeah, okay, that's a bad idea. What to do? Trust Mr. E. That's real. Who's okay? Mr. Easy. Tell me. Bro, this is hard to watch. Why would you put a knight on A4? You're the one. You probably because you told me to do that. Oh, the chat's just behind. The chat's probably just behind. King to G1. Why? Oh, yeah, you're right, because that fortifies. But I thought the king can only move 1. He can move 2? Well, I learned something new today. What the heck? Why did the rook just switch? Okay, what, okay, what now? Chat. What we doing? I'm rated 300, Vince. You can trust me. Yeah, that's what the French guy earlier said. So no king moves. Well, he's fortified in now. So what's the issue? That's castling. You castled. I never knew about that. I just learned of an entirely new chess move. Very interesting. Okay, what do I do next? Knight F5. Okay. All right. Knight. Where's F5? How do I get the knight to F5? That's not how it works. Where's my other knight? I feel like Aiden Ross playing chess. This is unironically what's happening. Chat. I'm stupid and have no brain cells. Can you guys help me, chat? This is literally what's happening. G5. All right. Okay. All right, what do we do now? The issue is the player. Shut up, Riley. Vince, do you not know how chess works? I didn't know castling. I was never taught castling. I don't remember that. Clearly, I know how all these other pieces work. I'm just saying I don't know how castling works. Your other knight got captured. This is 1984. Pawn take D5. Okay. How? Oh. Doesn't that just surrender? Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna have to lose one, but someone's saying a D20. I don't know what that means. All right, we'll listen to Franklin for this move. I don't think we've listened to Franklin yet. Okay, was that a beneficial sacrifice? Take the pawn with what? I'm gonna hope in good faith that you guys were saying that as a strategic sacrifice, which is why I believed you. But I could be very wrong about this. D20. What on D20? Oh, there's not 20 on the board. I'm being trolled. Bishop B5. Okay. Bishop B5. Doesn't. Okay. Ooh, check. Aw. Dang it! Why'd she have to get in the way? Okay. What if I... That's check. Yeah, I know it is check, but she moved out of it. All right, what do I do now? Chat, what do I do now? Help. You just traded... Okay, well, chat is so behind. Let me check on YouTube. Is there anything... Dice, D20 is a dice roll for 20. Move the bishop back. Why? Can pawns move backwards? I forget. Okay. You're probably right. Oh, wait. Why don't I just take this one? No, wait, because that... Okay. No, wait, but... What? No, because if I move it there, then the queen... I guess if I move it here... Castle to B1. Trade the bishop. Defend bishop with the... Okay. You're right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay? Whoever said that was Drew Steiner. He's smart comment. I see that. I gotta listen to Drew Steiner. He's the only one that actually rationalizes the things that he says. Okay. Queen E2. All right. What now? Give up, you lost. Riley Ferguson does not trust the plan, and she will regret not doing so. Many are saying this. No trades. That's not... Trades are sometimes a good thing in chess. Even I know that, and I know nothing about chess. You don't know what you're talking about. I would have defended Q with QE2. Well, maybe we can still do that. Castle to B1. We already did that. That's not E2. You're not E2. You're not E2. Not E1. Okay, you know what? Mr. Easy, I have your Instagram, right? I think I need to just call you. Can I just Instagram call you and then we do it like this? Okay. Mr. E... What's your Instagram? I'm so sick of sitting here waiting for chat to like tell me what to do, and then I don't even trust... I don't trust half these people. We have some French trolls in the chat and whatnot. What's your Instagram? What's your... Mr. Easy, DM me right now on Instagram, and then I'll Instagram call you. My phone's on 5%, but it should be fine. Should be fine. Let's see. Did you DM me, Mr. Easy? Oh, you might be in my requests. Hold on. Mr. Easy, DM me on Instagram. Come on, bro. We are waiting. We need Mr. Easy. Okay, you know what? I have Zeb's number. Whatever. We're just gonna call Zeb. All right, we're calling Zeb. We're phoning a friend. We're phoning a friend, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Zeb. All right. You gotta walk me through this. What are we doing?
Brutal.
All right. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh Lord. I don't know. This is a tough game. You're in a bad position. We'll start there.
Well, we cannot take moves back. We can only move forward. As great wisdom
I guess it's delayed
suggests.
on my end too.
What?
It's delayed on my end too.
Well, you can see the board. The board you're seeing is probably my board. Yeah, it's the same board.
What are you down? 9.
Zeb doesn't even know. He's lost.
Man, it's such a bad position.
Well, you can thank the French guy for that. I'm pretty sure he's the one who scammed me, and we're blaming him. He's the There's no helping you, says Riley Ferguson. All right, we got to move somewhere. All right, we got to move somewhere.
You either need to go ahead and trade bishops or push a pawn.
Okay, let's trade bishops then. All right. Okay, let me know when you see the board move for let me know when you see the board move because there's a delay. Take out some pawns, bro. We king of the castle, king of the castle.
Yeah, Easy's probably a lot better than me. I mean, I'm a little bit.
All right. We'll try to see if Easy is responding. All right. Okay, let's see. Easy, did you DM me? Easy is not serious about helping me win this game, clearly. What is his Instagram? I don't have his number. Wait. Easy. I DM'd you. Okay, what's your Instagram? Because I'm not seeing it in requests. I don't think it's your fault. It's just Instagram being stupid. But okay, Instagram wants to stop me from engaging in or delving in the wisdom of EZ. Jake says Vince moved knight to E3. I think that's old. What the heck is your Instagram? What is your Instagram username? It hurts to watch. Oh, you know what hurts more to watch? Losing. Good thing we don't lose. Good thing we don't lose. All I do is win no matter what. This is real. Okay? These are the stakes of when you play a real man's game, unlike Dungeons and Dragons. So true and so real. Easy. Give me the username. I need your username. Okay, dollar for dollar. I got DMs from him. I did not get. Okay, Mr. Easy Peasy. Mr. Dot E_Z. All right. I got you. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm calling you on Instagram, Mr. Easy. No answer. Report problem. Call again. No answer. Report problem. Call again. Chat, it's so over. You gotta accept my follow request. I'm on mobile. Sorry for being slow. The game of chess does not wait, Mr. Easy. We must accelerate this process. That is very much not true. You're always taking L's. Riley, you have an L in your name. I do not, so this is untrue. Give me username. Give me your username. Yeah, give me username. Okay, I cannot help if I do not have username. You give me username. I'm very desperate. This is real. I'm desperate Asian man. I need help with chess. This is real. Okay? The world awaits, chat. The world awaits for Mr. EZ to accept the follow request so I can call him. The world is tense. This is like the Cuban Missile Crisis, okay, chat? This is like the Cuban Missile Crisis as we await, okay? Every second that passes, what's her name again? Jackson, whatever, Patricia Jackson, whatever her name is. Mary Jackson. Mary Jackson makes more and more moves on the Empire, Okay, the barbarians are at the gates, and the world tensely awaits for the wisdom of EZ. Okay, for EZ to come in and rescue the day, and he's not accepting the follow request. It's so over. The Han dynasty is finished. The Dao dynasty is finished. Chairman Dao is being deposed as we speak. And Mr. EZ did not show up in time. All right, I might just start making moves for myself. This is taking too long. This is taking too long. What if I traded Knight? And I don't see the utility in that. What if I just move a pawn up? Would that help? Would that help anything? How's your Asian accent bad? I'm actually impressed. MAGA as heck. Okay, screw you. Listen, the hardest Asian accent to do is arguably your own. The hardest accent in general. Okay. Oh, here we go. He is alive. Mr. EZ is alive. Let's go.
Pretty epic. All right. I apologize. I'm a boomer with tech, but I'll do my best here.
It's okay. That's how you know you're a true subscriber of mine. All right. What do we do?
Thank you. Let's see if I can watch your stream while on call, if that's even possible.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can close Instagram and watch the stream at the same time?
Yes.
Thank God.
Good.
Then, therefore, this is going to work.
Okay. What do we do?
All right. So you haven't made any moves?
No.
All right. I can't guarantee a win, but I can guarantee not a total loss.
We are trusting the easy plan, okay? We have no other choice.
All right, got it. So you just got your bishop eaten. That's unfortunate.
Real.
By the horse on d7.
It's called a knight, Mr. Easy. You should know that as a chess player.
It's a horse, man.
D7? Wait, where is that?
See right there. There's two horses, one on f6 and the other on d7, right? And you're playing white.
Where's the other knight? I only have one knight.
No, not your knight, the enemy's knight.
Oh, so take his.
No. Here's what needs to happen. Look. No, don't move the horsey, please. Here's what needs to happen.
Okay.
That dark squared bishop is on its starting square, right? That's called undeveloped. It's not developed. You should develop that piece at some point. And the rooks and the queen need to be activated. Like, get closer to the king so we can deliver a checkmate, hopefully, if the computer is stupid enough.
Okay, just tell me the move. I don't care. Just tell me the move.
Okay. I think you can either move the pawn up to pawn d3 to open up the diagonal for the bishop.
Oops. Okay, d3.
Yeah, I think so. You can open up the diagonal and protect the horse.
Okay, the queen just moved in front of me.
So pawn d3, I think, is a good move. It activates your bishop.
Okay, I just did that, and then the queen pulled up. You'll see in the delay. Wait, we gotta wait. I think it might be interesting if you took some more time to learn. I think it'd be more interesting if. Yes. All right.
And we should play some time. You know, this threat should not scare you. Yes, he took a pawn, but don't worry. You can attack back since the bishop is guarded by your queen. The bishop protects the b2 square. I think you can attack the queen by just moving the rook, lifting the rook up one square.
Okay.
b2. Because nobody likes to lose their queen.
Yeah. Okay, the rook moved over here.
Did you move rook b2?
Yeah.
Okay.
He moved his rook over to protect the queen.
Oh. Okay, you know what?
Or she, sorry.
You're Whatever, who cares? It's a computer.
No, I'm losing to a chick. This is not good.
You are losing material. I don't know if taking the queen would make you up material. Let's see, the queen's worth 9 points. You lost a bishop and a knight. That's 6 points. You're missing 3 pawns. That's 3 more points. So -9. But this guy's down 1 bishop and 1 pawn, so that's 4. 9 and 4. The difference is 5. If you take the queen, materially you'll be winning. Positionally, maybe not so much, but it's worth a shot if you'd like to do that.
All right, YOLO, we all in. Full
Take the
send.
queen.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
L. Common boss girl L. The queen is down.
Real. What you gonna do, Mary Jackson? You ain't a queen no more.
Yeah, ain't no queen no more. Dethroned.
Okay.
And naturally they're gonna take back with the rook. So Okay. Here's a funny tactic.
I like the sound of funny.
Yeah, funny. Yes, funny tactic. If I have a plan, okay? Every move needs a plan. If you navigate the queen to the G3 square, and then put a piece, say, on H6, then the pawn can't take because the pawn is pinned to the king.
The queen to the G3
checkmate.
square.
Eventually, not next move, but eventually.
Okay, so what do I do now?
I'd say something like, I'd say move the knight back because I think he's in the way. Let's be honest. Actually, no, wait. You could save the pawn first. You got a pawn in A2. Don't want to blunder that. Move him up so those pawns can't advance on the A file.
Okay.
A2. Because otherwise the rook will take it.
Okay.
I mean, you could sacrifice the pawn for to get some pace, I suppose.
No, I did it.
To get tempo. Yeah, tempo. That's the term.
I did it.
All right, pawn A3. Yes, let's go. We're gaming.
All right, what now?
What move did the bot make? Okay, of course. Look, they want to kick your knight out. The plan I had is not going to work, but this is okay because you scrap a plan, you have to be willing to scrap the plan if it doesn't work.
I trust your plan.
Yes, the knight is safe on the F3 square. You can safely move it there.
Oops, wait, F3, okay. All right, she moved her knight back.
Oh, backwards? Her knight went backwards?
Well, parallel back, like sideways back. You know what I mean? Well, you'll see in like a few seconds.
Wait, did the knight go to H7? I don't see it now, but I can predict.
The knight went to H7. Yeah, the knight went to H7.
Called it. Okay. You know, technically you're up material. You could win that pawn on E5 because you take with the knight and then you take with the queen. You could win that pawn.
Okay, so move the knight to E5?
Yeah, I don't really see, you're winning the exchange. So.
Okay, I heard a winning, so we're putting the knight on E5. Real. All right, he moved his rook to C8.
Oh, wow.
She's unconventional. She works for NASA, don't you know?
Oh my goodness.
She's a strong, independent woman.
That means her knight on D7 is just unprotected, but he's threatening to take the bishop.
Okay.
That's the issue here. So you could ignore that threat because it's not necessarily going to lead to checkmate. Although her dark squared bishop is something to worry about because because that could guard the h2 square. So
I think you should just be my co-host if we play chess.
Oh, that'd be epic.
Real.
But I would have to be on the PC for this. Mobile is just but we're here.
Okay, but what do I do?
I'd say honestly, I say move the queen up somewhere, but don't blunder it. I only see, like, if you want to move the queen, the only move I see that's good is e3.
All right, we move it.
But
what?
Nah, you just don't want to take the knight right away.
Okay, so what do I do?
I mean, but you don't want to let the bishop go either.
Okay, so what do I do?
So I think bishop f4 is fine, and then definitely bishop f4 to protect the knight. Although the pawn could come up to g5.
The pawn.
I just don't want to block the e3 square for your queen.
Okay, the pawn moved sideways to.
Huh? Did you move bishop f4?
Yeah. Well, you'll see in a second.
Good,
the pawn. Good. Yeah, pawn moved to d5.
Huh? d5.
Yeah, I don't know. It just went sideways. I didn't even know it could do that, but it did that.
The pawn? Oh, you mean the bishop? Of course.
No,
okay.
The pawn.
We're good. Huh? What the?
Okay, you'll see. Do you see the chessboard refresh?
You moved f4. Now the black squared bishop is on.
Oh, am I just okay? I'm just tarded. Okay.
That's a bishop.
Okay.
All
okay,
right.
What now?
So I think the queen should come to the defense of the bishop.
Okay.
I mean, wait. You lose this exchange though. Wait. Bishop takes knight. Bishop takes bishop. Knight takes bishop. Queen. The computer could get a pawn involved. So the queen needs to come to the defense of the bishop when you move the knight, because then the bishop is pinned to the knight. And you're not worried about her two rooks unless she gets both of them on the back file, like where your king is, the row where your king is, like the horizontal row. So yeah, I'd say queen e3 is fine.
Queen e3. All right.
I just hope that you get a sense of why I'm doing each move, because I don't want this to be the freaking easy, Mr. Easy show. This is the VinceDao show.
Real.
It's all for Vince.
Real.
This is your victory.
It's yours too when it happens, which it will. Nobody trusts the plan in chat. Look at it. Oh, it's losing. Funny, you're laughing. You're laughing at this dub we're about to take.
We're not losing yet. You know what? Even say hypothetically we are losing. What would be even more funny is if you could trick the computer to give you a stalemate, like make it force a draw. That'd be even more funny.
Real.
So even if we're losing, we're winning.
True.
If we play perfectly, like this has been said, chess played perfectly always ends in a draw.
Real.
So we could pull through.
We are the masters of perfect chess. All right, what do we do now?
All right, okay, big brain move.
All right.
You put the queen on g3. I said this before, remember? You put the queen on g3, and then when you take with the bishop, you take the pawn at h6, it cannot be taken because the pawn is pinned to the king. I don't know how stupid this computer is, but let's see if she falls for it.
Okay, queen g3.
Queen goes on g3.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so over.
What?
For the computer, of course. It's so over. You didn't trust the plan? Hello?
No, I trust the plan.
You didn't trust the plan?
That's why I called you. Okay, so did you see the move yet? Did you see their move yet?
Not yet.
Okay, the bishop.
Okay, you're moving it. Did the bishop take the horsey?
No, the bishop went to a3 for some reason.
Oh, she's just going pawn hunting. She doesn't realize the danger that the king's in. Oh my gosh, we're winning, boys. Did you?
Let's go, Men's History Month. We're so bad.
The plan?
We're so bad.
Did you trust the plan? All right. Pawn takes h6.
Pawn.
This is the Trojan horse. This is the common warfare tactics.
Wait, how can the pawn take
The chosen
h6?
bishop. No, bishop takes the pawn.
Oh,
on
okay,
h6.
okay. All right.
She cannot take because the pawn is pinned to the king.
Okay, she moved her bishop back. If you saw.
Huh? Are you serious?
I guess, I don't know.
Did you play
You'll see in a second.
h6? Did you do it? Oh my gosh. Did she actually move the bishop?
Yeah.
Okay, she moved it there. Okay, that's crucial because if she moved it anywhere else, then we would have won. Okay, but that is amazing. You need to apply pressure to the pinned piece. That's a principle in chess. Apply pressure to the pinned piece.
I will remember that.
Okay.
See, you're giving me chess tips, but I'm just thinking about this for life. You know?
Yeah.
Apply
So,
pressure to the pinned piece. Real.
We need to think. Yeah. In other words, if you want an acronym, it's put PP on the PP. PP on the PP. Pressure. Put pressure on the pin piece.
Okay, you didn't have to make it weird.
No, it's just funny. It's memorable.
Put PP on the PP? No, that's not how it works. It's PP on the VG, okay?
Okay.
Bro, come on.
So there's many ways we could do it. We could reroute the knight to go on the G7 square, but that would take kind of long. Actually, wait, no. This is a good threat, perhaps, because if you play knight f3, then your next move, d4, knight d4, attacks the rook, and that she might not like that.
Okay.
So she may move the rook.
Okay.
And the computer cannot take the bishop. So knight f3 doesn't look bad. You also might want to activate the rook, but then move the king to h2, so in case of check or before check, so you don't get mated.
Well, your call. What are we doing?
Okay. This is concerning because her move is probably her knight to h6, which attacks the queen.
Okay.
Well, you could just move the queen. You have a secure place to go. Knight f3.
Knight f3. We're going for
I'm
it.
calling it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with it. We need to reroute this knight. This is high IQ gameplay. And she's been acting pretty
The
stupid
highest,
so far, so I
the
think
highest
we
of
can do it.
IQs. Real.
Yeah, you got to reroute the knight. This is Magnus Carlsen right here. We're rerouting the knight.
Real. This should be on ESPN.
Nice
Real.
moving.
Real. All right. Okay, so did you see the move yet?
Okay,
She moved the
What's her
rook.
response?
She moved the rook over.
Oh, okay. That, I don't see the threat in that. I really don't see it.
Okay.
I feel like she is like at her peak. She's peaked. The girl boss is peaked. The boss is not raising her weight.
Real. We're back. We're back.
Trying to be like a man.
The patriarchy is winning.
Real, the patriarchy, the king is going to secure the victory.
Real.
All right, this is good. Knight d4. She has to move the rook because she does not want to lose it. I don't see any threats from that rook on the e5 move.
Knight d4.
Knight d4 is good.
Okay. All right. She moved her rook back one for some reason.
Huh? Okay, of course, because she doesn't want to get taken. Okay, this is the reroute we've been waiting for, guys. Have you trusted the plan? Knight f5.
Knight
should be the next move.
f5. Okay. All right, knight f5.
We're threatening mate here.
Okay. All right. She moved her pawn up one. On the...
Of course. But you see, that is a move which prevents the inevitable. Because do you think the pawn can take our horse?
Yes, but
No. Because
no?
it's pinned to the king. It's still pinned to the king.
Oh, you're right.
Right? You can't just put yourself in check. That's
You're
a losing
right.
move. That's
You're
an illegal
right.
move.
No, you're right. You're right.
So, honestly, I think our H-pawn, your H-pawn, like, needs to go on a mission, needs to go on a journey
All right.
to wait, but the knight covers H5. Okay.
Chat, can we get a like? Can we get a like on the stream for Mr. Easy?
Real. Can we get a like for all the high IQ individuals out there that are watching this stream? We know you're out there. Many such cases.
So true.
Honestly, I kind of want to see what the comments say. Why don't you read a couple? I want to give a spotlight to the other high IQ individuals.
Riley
either dumb or smart.
Riley Ferguson is rooting for Black Girl Boss. Trust the Plan from Julianne Margaret. This should be on ESPN. Real. Smash the like button from Harry Styles. Interesting endorsement. Okay.
GM Vincedow imminent.
Real. Grandmaster
What's the chat
Dao.
say? Can I get at least one move?
They call me Grandmaster Dao.
Grandmaster Dao.
Franklin said D20, but isn't Franklin the guy who trolled before?
Nah, that's a.
Oh yeah, you're stupid. There's not 20. There's not 20. There's not 20 on the board.
They want you to resign and go play a nerds game. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Real men don't quit. You don't quit while you're ahead.
Or play Dungeons and Dragons.
He's winning. All right.
Okay, easy. My phone's on 3%. We got to win this game.
Oh my gosh.
In the 3%.
Okay, blitz mode.
Okay.
Blitz mode. We gotta go.
All right.
Shoot, but this is such a difficult position. Okay, the queen.
It's easy when you miss the easy.
Okay. Oh man. You have to keep the tension, I think.
Okay.
So like the pawn. This is most unfortunate. You know what? You need to put the pawn on F3.
The
pawn F3.
Okay.
Because that rook's just going to take your pawn.
Okay, my bishop moved. Her bishop took my whatever was there.
Your bishop. Okay, that's fine. You can take that bishop with check.
Explain. So, use the knight, or what do you want me to do?
The knight can take her bishop.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
With check. With check.
All right.
And if she moves the king to.
She moved the king right in front of the knight.
Huh?
She moved the
right
king.
in front of the knight?
Yeah.
H7?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. The attack that we had, the good attack we had is not there anymore, but
Yo, we're getting raided by Jaden gang. Bean and up real. Bean could never win this game. Okay, continue.
Real. The pawn on F7 is free.
Pawn on F7 is free.
But you could take with the horse.
Okay.
Her pawn on F7.
All right, going for it. Okay. Okay, she moved her king right in front of me. Right in front of the...
Wow. She's thirsting for blood.
I think she's thirsting for many things, but continue.
Man, this is brutal, and we're on 3%. I don't know what to say.
2% now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You gotta move the knight back to where it was. Not where it was. I mean, G5.
Move the knight to G5. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the imminent threat is her taking the knight, so that's the immediate Common sense move.
Okay.
Vince, what's the plan for when the phone dies? We need a contingency.
Instagram DMs, I guess.
Yep, that works. Okay. The plan is here. All right, what did she do?
She moved her pawn on A4 to A3.
Okay, she wants to promote to a queen.
Yo, we got Ultros in chat. What's up, Ultros? We're in the middle of a chess game, okay? It's very intense.
Let's go.
Real.
Okay. Queen H4 is the threat.
Queen H4 is the threat.
Is a threat, yeah. If we can checkmate her before she can queen.
Wait, where's her queen?
Goated. Wait a minute. No, it's not. No.
What happened to her?
You played checkers, right? You bring a pawn to the end of the board, like the opposite side where your enemy starts.
Uh-huh.
A piece.
Yo, we got Jaden in chat. What's up? He says, hello. Real. I have a white man teaching me how to play chess right now. Hispanic man, whatever.
Oh, this is hilarious. That's actually so true. My skin tone is of the lighter variety, and I am Hispanic.
Real. This is the great replacement. Okay. What do I do? We're at 1%. No jokes. We don't have time for jokes. We're winning this game. And we are defeating Mary Jackson, the black girl boss girl. Okay? It's happening. They are not ready.
Okay. I need a rook E1.
Rook E1. Okay. But then,
because the queen guards it. And I want that knight to move. That knight, one of her knights gotta go.
Okay.
If she takes, that's kind of unfortunate.
Okay, no, she just moved her rook to.
Oh my gosh, she's stupid. Let's go.
Let's go.
She moved the rook off the E file, right?
She moved the rook to C2. That rook.
We're good.
Okay.
The rook. That rook. Okay. Not the other rook. The other rook would have been huge. She moved it. Here's the plan.
Okay.
Queen H3.
Queen
H3.
H3.
Just keep the tension. And she has to take back with the knight if you eat the rook. So that would be a blunder. I don't know if the computer's that stupid though. This is the issue.
Okay, the rook moved to E2.
What? Okay, she thinks she's checkmating us.
Haha, she don't know.
Okay.
The tension is palpable. We need some like music in the background. That's what we need.
All right.
This is intense.
This is not good.
What's not good?
Okay, we need.
I thought we were winning.
Just something I was calculating. We need rook A1 to get rid of that pawn at the least.
Okay, rook A1.
I don't care if she tries to check you with the rooks. You have an escape square on H2.
Okay, rook A1. Going for it. Bean it up, real. They will be beating it down when we win this game. Real and true.
Let's go.
Okay, what do we do?
What did she do?
She moved her pawn to A2.
Of course she did.
About to get absolutely felted right now. How dare we're about to do the felting, Alpha 100. Come on now. All right.
This is bad. Okay. King H2.
King H2. Okay. All right. We got it. All I do is bean no matter what. So true. All right, what now? Okay, she moved her rook to B2.
No way. Okay, that's fine. Wait, what? B2? I don't know. You still with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Deploy the bean. Yeah, real. He's gonna save this with his Jack Daniels and cigarettes. All right, continue.
I'm thinking that pawn. I think you need to march up the king to
Okay.
deliver checkmate. F4.
How can
Pawn F4.
the king can't
Pawn
get to,
F4.
oh, pawn F4? Okay.
Pawn.
All right.
You're fine.
We are.
It's so.
Why
it's so good.
why does the black girl get the black side of the board? That's kind of funny. Okay. Okay, so she moved her rook to B1.
Of E1.
People B1.
B1.
People keep just saying this is bad. No, we're in a good.
Take the pawn. You can take the pawn on A1.
Okay. All
This is
right.
good.
It
She
is
wants to
good.
back rank checkmate you, but you are already in a secure. You're in the locker. The Brandon Apocalypse is not going to reach you there in the bunker.
True. We have my Patriot Supply. We have Noble Gold. It's all good.
All right. Yes, sir. Rook A2. A2. Amazing. And she's trying to block off an escape.
What's up, Bronzo?
In hindsight, the pawn moving to F, whatever, was not the greatest. However, she does not know that the other pawn on the A file is Dunzo, is dead.
Vince calling tech support to play chess. It's kind of the other way around. I'm the Asian one calling the non-Asian to play chess. Can you help me? Can we just reboot the game? No, we're not doing that. It's too late. Let's go. No. All right, what we doing?
Got a long life.
What we doing?
1%? I don't even feel it.
No, I don't feel it. The phone is on 1%. It's all good. We're gonna make it.
All right.
Okay, what are we doing?
Did I lose you? I thought
No.
It would've been funny.
Let's go. Come on.
Okay, as I said, Rook A5.
Rook A5.
Good.
All right.
They take the pawn. The pawn is done.
All right.
By the way, on the subject of
She
the
moved her
computer-
rook left to D3 and took whatever piece was there.
Okay, that's fine. You don't need that pawn.
Okay.
All right, this is the winning move.
All right.
Rook A7. If you take the horse on the next move, and she doesn't find counterplay, then like you're good. Right?
Okay, Rook A7. We're doing it.
She moved Rook D3. Okay. Yeah, do it. Rook A7.
Okay, she moved
There's gotta
rook
be
to
an eight
B6.
B6.
Yeah.
Huh? What the?
Throw a job application at her. Whoa. Okay.
You know, on the subject of her being black and also playing with the black pieces, you see, this is the only correct move for the Wokey, because like traditionally white goes first, but the adage of ladies first, and conveniently the pieces were represented, they were diverse, so she had to play second.
Okay, what are we doing though?
All right. I have to calculate if this works, because I'm not going to do it if it don't work.
Okay.
If queen goes to H7,
Okay.
and dang. Okay, wait. Okay, of course, she was trying to protect the E6 square from the check with a knight.
Okay.
Okay. I think pawn F5
Pawn F5.
is-
Okay.
is fine. We want to remove the defenses of the king.
Okay, pawn F5. We did it. Okay, rook moved to E3.
E3? What the?
Yeah.
Of course.
We have to win this game before the phone dies. What are we doing?
Yes. Okay. Take the pawn. Take the pawn.
Which pawn? This
the
one?
only pawn you can take.
The G6? Okay. With the pawn?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. Go for it.
Alright, we did it. The king moved up one, obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need you to move the horse to F3.
The
pawn
horse to
defense,
F3,
so we're
okay.
good.
Wait. Okay, F3. Yeah. Alright. Okay.
Man, I'm ahead of the stream right now. By a lot.
Okay. Alright, she moved the rook to E6.
Oh my gosh, what is she plotting?
I don't know. This is what Mary Jackson of NASA does.
All right, so you can deliver a check on G5.
You can deliver a check on G5.
Queen G5.
Queen G5. Okay. Alright. Woo! Okay, so she moved back diagonally to H7.
H7, okay. That's huge. All right.
Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Come on.
I'm thinking.
1%. No time to think. We act.
All right. Knight H4.
Knight H4. Okay.
We're so back.
Okay. All right. So she moved the rook to C3.
That's weird. She's doing nonsense moves.
She is a
Okay.
lot of nonsense.
You should deliver a check on G6 with the queen.
Okay.
She didn't move the rook. Yeah. Okay, she moved it there, so that check is good.
Okay. So she moved the king back one. After I
Oh
did
my
that.
gosh. Okay, this is it. The rook has to come to the 8th rank.
Okay. Okay. I moved the rook to 8. Okay. She blocked with her rook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
The one close by. The closest one. The middle one.
The one closest to C?
The middle one.
The C?
No. The one in E. The one in E.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, you can honestly take the rook.
All right. Take the rook.
Take the rook. Yeah, take the rook.
All right.
She's gonna take with the knight. Watch.
Yeah,
Or you can
yeah.
take back with the queen.
Okay.
This is the exchange moment. I feel like we need to.
Okay. She moved the knight in front of the queen. She moved the knight to block. Yeah.
I feel like I missed something because I'm rushing, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's. Oh man. Okay, we have to continue. You have to take the horse back.
Okay. Take the horse.
I think we could in that position. I think we could have played horse F5 and then deliver a mate on G7. But I don't know how she would have avoided that. Oh wait! You gotta fork Queen E5 and take the rook afterwards.
Queen E5. Okay.
Yeah, take the rook. They're on the same diagonal. So the queen.
Okay. All right.
We're winning. We're up material. We're winning. This is so winning.
All right. She moved the king up one.
Okay, take the rook.
Okay.
We're winning. Let's go. This is content.
Okay. She moved the knight to E6.
Okay, yeah, we're mugging the computer feminists. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. What are we doing?
Did you take the rook?
Yeah, I took the rook. She moved the knight to E6.
All right.
Okay.
That's no problemo, amigo.
Okay.
You can get over a check on D3, and then the idea is to take the pawn on D5.
A check on D3 with what?
With the idea afterwards, you take that pawn.
Okay, with the queen, right? On D3.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. She moved the king to G7.
Okay, take the pawn.
Take the pawn. Okay.
We're good. This is winning eventually. I bet even if the phone dies, you could figure it out yourself.
I don't know. Could I? All right. So she moved the
position so easy the chat could figure it out.
She moved the knight to f4.
Oh, by the way, guys, when I said chat, I meant like not the high IQ individuals, obviously.
Okay. No. We don't got time. We'll talk about it later. Okay. What are we doing? All right. So she moved the knight to f4.
Queen G5.
Queen G5.
What a blunder of the knight. Blunder of the knight.
Let's go.
She blundered the knight.
Okay, she moved the king to f8.
Take the knight. Take the knight.
Take the knight.
The king is only the king is on the stalemate. Just don't stalemate, and we're good.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay,
This is epic.
E4. Or what should I do?
Did you take the knight?
Yeah. So okay. So I took the knight. The king is on e8.
Okay, that's amazing. So, in that case, you delivered check, and the king should have moved somewhere.
Yeah, to e8.
Oh, to e8. Okay,
Yeah.
not f8. Okay.
Yeah.
We're good. All right. Just move the queen to the f6 square. All right. Let me show you a technique for easy mates.
The queen to f6. Okay.
Yeah, f6. You know how a knight moves?
Yeah.
Like it moves in an L shape, right?
Right.
Because the knight delivers L's.
Right.
So no matter.
Damn it! The phone finally died after that long. All right, this is like he's taught me all that he knows. So I think we're good. Okay. So what do we do now? How do we make this not end in a stalemate? Let me think critically about this, okay? Push G pawn. Yeah, my help is gone. He's gonna lose now. That's impossible. That's not happening. All right, actually, what did Mr. Easy say? Fake phone call. Yeah, real. Vince, just don't stalemate. We're good. That's what I'm scared of, okay? Like I said, oops. Great. I messed up the camera again. That's what I'm scared of. Because, like I said, I know the moves of chess. I don't know the strategy, though. Use the knight, dummy. Queen e5. All right, Mr. Easy's got me. Queen e5. E5. Okay. All right, what's he gonna do? Zeb gave you 50. No, I know, but we're not reading it till we win. Okay, we take celebratory super chats when we win. Easy. I'm gonna message him. We're not screwing this up now. I feel like Aiden Ross, literally, with the chess. Bro, chat, what do I do, chat? Real, I'm him. Just push the pawn. What that doesn't make. What do you mean push the pawn? You're trolling. See, I don't know who to distinguish here. I don't know who I can trust. Shoot. Just win, son. Queen d4. Okay, all right. Got you. How could you not win now? I'm trying not to stalemate, all right? Because if I stalemate, you guys are gonna laugh at me so hard. So, okay, I'm gonna guess this is the next move. Is that confirmation? Can I get confirmation on that? Because I can't get within one of him, right? Or should I go here? What if I go here? This is the move, right? You can turn your pawn into a queen. I forgot some of these rules. How do you do that? How do you turn your pawn into a queen? Get G pawn to the... Oh, so that's why you're telling me to push. Okay. I'm only trusting Mr. Easy. Make another queen. Okay. Mr. Easy, do you endorse this? Can we get an official statement, sir? He's too slow. Okay, pushing the pawn is winning. However, making 2 queens is polygamy. I don't have time for your jokes. Yes, okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Easy. Shoot. Oh, wait, okay. Queen C3. Okay, affirmative. Queen C3. All right, what now? Just push the pawn? But what? Okay, so just push the pawn, right? Queen C3. I just did that, Mr. Easy. Oh, wait, C4. Okay, my bad. C3. Okay. All right. You literally can't lose. The goal is not to not lose. The goal is to win. We are winning this game. Bean it up, real. They're going to be beaning it down after VinceDao royally defeats Mary Jackson on International Women's Day. Okay, fine. We'll move the pawn. Push. Okay, Mr. Easy endorses pushing. All right. We pushing P. We's pushing P. Okay. All right, I'll just keep pushing. I actually like legit forgot you could do that in chess. Hello, Mr. Real. I am pushing the pawn. Real. We're building the Great Wall. C6. Why? Okay. Okay, Queen C6. Okay. Is this a tactical sacrifice? All right. So what do we do now? Promote. What does that mean? I think Mr. Easy's behind. Are you behind in chat? Oh, wait, I'm frozen? Okay, hold on. How long have I been frozen? Have I been frozen this whole time and no one's telling me? You told me to. He's behind. You gotta refresh the stream. Bro. You gotta refresh the stream. You can't be giving me false advice. I'm not reading old messages. You're sending old messages. I was trusting the Mr. Easy plan. I was. Buddy. You've been beaned. Real. All right, Bronzo, I'll read your chat after we still win this game. You lost the bag. Well, we can get it back. Why sacrifice queen? Because the chat was old, but I thought it was current. Okay, DM me on my main Instagram. Easy. Queen G6. Okay. All right. That's what I was actually going to do, like, unironically, but... Okay. Move knight. Okay. All right. I did that. What are we doing next? I do have one more pawn. This is true. Move knight and push the pawn. All right. Anywhere? I'm going to assume anywhere. Yeah, anywhere's fine. What am I talking about? Okay. We're going to push a second pawn. Let's go. Dollar for dollar says stand with black woman. You are rooting against us in this game. You are going to regret this. Okay. We pushing. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. I trusted the wrong plan. This is real. All right, what we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Come on. Dollar never trusted the plan. So true. So true. So true. D6. Okay. All right. All right. D6. Okay. Are you a Grandmaster, Vince? This is impressive. Yeah, real. They call me Grandmaster Dao. Why are you so... Okay, Mr. Easy, you need to refresh the stream. You're very behind. Okay, I'm listening to Zeb. Queen C8. Queen C8. Okay. Wait. Okay, so this one, right? Okay. Queen C8. Yeah, Mr. Easy... See, he needs to refresh the chat. That's what I'm trying to say. How many queens does Vince Dow need to take a helpless king? All of them, apparently. All of them. Okay? I have an IQ of 8, maybe 9. Maybe 9. Queen C8. Okay, we did that. Queen B6. I don't trust chess. Chesscom support is a resident troll. Move the knight to B7. Okay. All right, Frederick. Thank you for the 2. We can't reach Bean 7. You troll. You was lying. Move queen to on D6 to B6. Okay. D6 to B6. Oh, I see. I see. They're kind of cornered now. Okay, so should I just move the queen over? Or is there a smarter way to do this? I'm trying to think. Secure the bean. B6. Yeah, no, we're on B6. A8. Okay. All right. Oh, that, my bad. Okay. Let's go! We're so back. Oh, it only took the help of chat the entire time. Figure it out, bud. No, we did. You did. I was reading chat ceremoniously. Okay. All right. Now let's get to the super chats. All right. It's so over. They call me Grandmaster Dow. Call me Grandmaster Dow. Real. Every time I walk it. Okay. So Zeb for $50. Let's go. See. Easy. What's your Venmo? I'm sending half of that to you. Okay. Let's go. We did it. Real. Let's get some music in or something. Wait, hold on. Can we? I don't know. Whatever. You know, we don't need music. It's gonna copyright the stream anyway. But we did it. Let's go. W's in chat. Bronzo for A $20. What is A? Is that Australia? Austria? Anyway, so $20 says, "Hello, Sensei Vince." Okay. In my country, we have a saying called Asian bakery wog fish and chips. My question, could you see yourself running a little Asian bakery of your own one day? Kind regards. I can't bake. That is the issue, okay? That is the fundamental issue. I can't bake. I can't play chess. I can do math decently. But you know, I'm not one of those creative Asians, you know what I mean? Some of them are very creative, so they know how to bake. They have like the creativity to play. I don't got that. You hand me like derivatives, I still know I still remember how to do them, but I can't. But thank you very much for the $20 Bronzo. Let's go. And Zeb for the 50. Very epic. But all right. That stream went on way longer than I expected. But look at this. Wait, I gotta show you guys. Look at that. Guest. I don't even have a name. I am the chess player who is simply not named. 1. Mary Jackson. Again, let me remind everyone, on International Women's Day, okay? Which was yesterday, but is still today. The first ever black female astronaut, whatever they said she was, destroyed by guest, okay? I don't even have a name. This is so real. But all right, guys. Probably wrap up the stream here. Everyone new in chat, remember to leave a like on the... How many likes do we have right now? How many likes do we have? 299. Let's get to 300 likes. Thank you very much for the support. And that was tough. Wait, hold on. I gotta catch up here. No, wait. Did I catch up? Okay, Dollar for Dollar says, I did it. I helped. I'll be American Virtue Pilot. I'm still not getting in your plane. Okay, I don't trust that. But Mr. Easy is getting part of that super chat. That was tough. Bedtime. Thank you very much, Zeb Boykin. All right. Well, that'll wrap up this stream, ladies and gentlemen. Good night from Grandmaster Dao. Good night from the absolute chess champion. Again, remember to leave a like before you go. Many are saying this. Greatest chess player to ever live. So true. What's his name? Magnus Carlsen. I'm coming. We're coming for Magnus Carlsen. Let's go. All right. See you guys later. Alpha moves only. God bless and peace.